position to have success and kind of just letting them do their job. Bringing back Ed Hervey. We've seen it. How many times have we talked about the depth, whether it's the linebacker position, offensive line, receivers stepping up, making plays. They've brought in some really good players, talented to this team. The coordinators have taken time, but like figuring things out, growing, not panicking, moving on. Mark Killam, I think, has done an outstanding job in year 2 here, getting the guys on track. And I mean, we were saying it after the week 2 win, or I guess it would have been week 3, their second win. They show in the videos of the locker room, and they're building something there. The culture is there. They've done phenomenal work. So Chris Morris will come by, talk about that. The potential to open up the second level at Commonwealth on Saturday might be getting close. That's probably the first thing we'll ask. Figure that one out for sure. We are going to be giving tickets away to that game also. So if you do want to go to the game, yesterday we were just asking favorite player of all time. I want you to go into the memory bank today. Text into 1-833-401-1440 your favorite memory from the Eskimos or the Elks. Now, I know odds are it's probably going to be from the Eskimo era. There hasn't been as much winning with the Elks. Many to choose from. Let us know, 1-833-401-1440. We'll give away a couple pairs of tickets probably towards the end of this show. And it's going to be a fun one on Saturday. It's going to be quite the atmosphere, no doubt about it. Great kickoff time, 5 o'clock. Looking forward to that one. David Owens will drop by at 2:40 for Thirsty Thursday. I'm intrigued to see what it's going to be. I'm hoping it's not whiskey or scotch or anything like that. Otherwise, I'll probably just say they're all bad. But maybe some nice beers would be good. We got the stats of the day. Talk a little bit of baseball and history when it comes to that one. NFL report at 3:20. Declan and I will take a look around. Training camps continuing to roll on here today. Yesterday, we found out a couple of the running backs in the NFL, the bigger name players holding out, the hold-ins, as they call it, Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. Totally makes sense. Some stories we've seen. Baker Mayfield said he felt disrespected by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offer. Interesting. I don't know what the offer was, what it might have been. I'm sure it's going to come out at some point. I would think they get a deal done. There's probably a few teams around the NFL that would love to have Baker Mayfield shake loose as a free agent, but I got to think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers find a way to get it done. And there's so much going on with that Tony Romo story. I don't know if people watched the arrest video. I saw people debating about he said that he was going to see grandma and grandpa. And some people said, like, why would you refer to, they both passed away. Some people were saying, clearly you're not a parent because that's what you would refer to your parents as. I will say this. If I'm talking to my son, I might refer to my parents as grandma and grandpa. If I'm talking to a police officer or another adult, I'm not saying that. I'd be saying going to see my mom and dad. It just seems a little interesting to me. Maybe some of the parents out there can share their thoughts. We'll be joined by Colin Livingston for the Cantork Race Report. We've got the roundtable with Deck and Mac. We also have Yaremchuk, and Yaremchuk's going to hang around for a little bit. We're going to do the interview with him, of course, our conversation, talk some Jays, MLB expansion and the Oilers, but he's also going to hang around for 5 questions with Declan Kruger. We've got Mark Spector. Sammy Silver is going to join us. She covers the Washington Capitals for the Hockey News, and they've had a very interesting offseason, bringing in some good players. When it all started to happen, my first inkling was this is just a chance to tell Ovi, hey, we're loading up. We're going to go for another run. You're not going to come back to a bad team. We're going to get back into the playoffs and give you another chance. And we'll see what she thinks about that and what they can actually do. And then, of course, we'll get to Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. So, like I said, plenty to get to today here on the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley sitting in for the vacationing Jason Gregor. And then tonight, we got baseball action. Jays are off, but the local team, the Edmonton Riverhawks in Kamloops, 7:35 first pitch. Declan Kruger along with me today. Deck, what's going on?
Oh, Matt, 2 out of 6 updates done. That's how I gauge this time. It's like I kind of said it yesterday. It's very much July 30th, but really excited to look ahead and hear what you have to talk about with Chris Morris. Thinking ahead, I should say, to the Elks game this weekend, NFL off season, or I guess start of season getting rolling. So it's all good.
Now, I mean, you're more than willing to get in on the conversation, and I'm open. Like, if there's anyone out there that has a question for Chris Morris, this is kind of an opportunity where you can use us as a tool to ask that question. But Deck, what would you like to know from the president and CEO of the Edmonton Elks, and just a guy like Yeah, I mean it with ultimate praise, a football lifer.
Yeah, I mean, the one specifically to this season is because, like Eddie and I, we've talked about this on Elks Nation. Like, there was a bit of a timeline that I think went into things. And last year, again, not great for a lot of the fans, but I think more or less went according to their plan with the timeline. So I guess my question for him would just kind of be, all right, do you feel like you're ahead of schedule? Because I think probably in some ways they do. Probably in some ways they expected this, but probably in some ways they do. And so I would just ask him that. I'd want to know, like, where are you in kind of the scheduled turnaround for the Elks franchise?
I think that's a really good question, because if you were to talk to a lot of people, like, okay, what do you think the Edmonton Elks record will be heading into week 9? I'm sure some people would have said, okay, well, I don't know. Like, if things go well, 4-3, 5-2 would be really good. 6-1. I don't know how many people would have believed it. How many people would have thought that they would go on the road into Saskatchewan and beat the Riders coming off a bye week? Like, that was an extremely impressive performance, and it's pro football. It's never going to be perfect. You can poke some holes in the team's game, but that's a really good Rough Riders team, defending Grey Cup champion. So I thought that alone has been crazy impressive to me. The Rough Riders, hey, they want revenge. They've said such. They want to get it going on Saturday night at Commonwealth, and it's going to be a heck of a game. Tonight also, we've got the Winnipeg Blue Bombers taking on the BC Lions, who are 1-5, and that's a surprise to me. Obviously, the BC Lions playing, unfortunately, as bad as they have. The injuries are big. That's simple. Caden Salter going to get the start, his first CFL start. And what a story he's been. Like, what an opportunity for a young man playing professional football. If you hadn't heard his story, his journey to the CFL deck, I'm sure you know, played college ball at Tennessee, never saw the field, I believe, off-field issues, went to Liberty, where Malik Willis starred. I played there for a couple seasons and then went on to Colorado to play under Deion Sanders. Obviously, didn't work out. Nothing happens in the NFL after that. Comes up to the CFL. He's the third string quarterback. Things happen. Things went downhill quick with injuries and poor play, and all of a sudden, he's getting that call to take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in Winnipeg. I'm excited for this one, Deck. Like, loved watching Nathan Rourke. Anytime he's out there, you're going to try to tune in because he's just a special player. Bryce, less so. I would say less so, especially after the game against the Edmonton Elks, where all he was doing was throwing interceptions. But all of a sudden tonight, like, this is a guy I want to tune into. I don't know if you'll be tuning into this one, Deck, but I'm going to be throwing it on for sure.
Oh, absolutely. How could you not, right? I think he was behind. Was he now? You might have this in front of you. Was he behind Hendon Hooker or Bazooka Joe in Tennessee?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Yeah, because those were two really good Tennessee quarterbacks, right? And then, by the way, like, Malik Willis was sneaky in Heisman conversations in Liberty, and then obviously got drafted. Now he's QB1 for the 0-17 Miami Dolphins. That's very cool. Then goes to CU, and they obviously had a lot of hype around that program. He was the heir apparent to Shador, so he's had like a pretty cool path. And to be in the position he's in now, I can't wait to see what he's going to do. And also, I wouldn't mind a BC win, because every BC win makes Edmonton's loss like just a touch better. Mm-hmm. And then there's also the added kind of if Winnipeg loses, all of a sudden they're a 4-4 team and they just go further down the standing. So a lot of reasons to be invested in this one tonight.
For sure. And yeah, I mean, to just kind of get that middle of the West a little more murky, always a good thing for the Elks, who currently sit atop of it. You were right. Hendon Hooker was at Tennessee 2021, 2022. Salter was there 2021.
Yeah. Okay. So it was Hendon Hooker. Hooker was a really good quarterback.
He was. I mean, 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
He's still hanging around the NFL.
Is he?
Yeah. He's backing up Cam Ward down in Tennessee. He's back in Tennessee.
That's a tough QB room. Well, no, I'm just kidding. I like Cam Ward.
Before Tennessee, Hooker played at Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Coolest place to play, I think, for walkout at least. 1-833-401-1440. Hey, Connor, why are you calling yourself intern? Well, Colin, these are humbling times. No, we actually have another Connor here. In case you missed it, a new intern was a part of the station down in Calgary that unfortunately went down, and we got him up here now. He made the jump, the leap, head up north. And yeah, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have never actually met another Connor and hung around one. And it's getting weird because they're asking him questions and I perk up. I'm looking over to see what's going on. Clearly, it's not meant for me. But yeah, I'm trying to get used to that one, Colin. It's a little little bit different. We did ask 4 tickets to Saturday's Elks and Riders game. Your favorite favorite Edmonton memory. Now, Nikki Northside, yes, you could include your email. I didn't say that. I can always check in for the winner. But we're just asking about favorite memory, not player anymore. Al, the bus driver, says every time Gizmo got a touchdown, did a flip. I saw him do it 7 years in Edmonton. The flips were the best. Al, that was a pretty cool celebration. I'm not going to lie. I do like to see that athleticism. Favorite memory for the Eskimos was winning the Grey Cup in 2005 over Montreal, JR and Red Deer. That actually might be the one for me as well. I mean, that stands out. 2015, maybe watching that defense, they had playmakers for sure. That would probably be another one for me. I loved seeing that one. Jeremy says, I want to know if Chris thinks the stadium staff will be ready for the increased fan presence. I hope so. I mean, I don't know if the vibes are like they were 10, 15 years ago. I mean, I remember fights breaking out all the time at those games. I haven't seen one recently from the press box. That being said, everything's in front of you there. So I guess I have a pretty good perspective from the press box. Declan, I don't know if you've seen any inappropriate fan behavior lately.
Not really. Why was there like a story that came out or something? Because everything to my eye has been pretty clean. I mean, you're always going to have people who are rowdy, but I haven't seen anything. Like we saw that one guy get carried up by 8 cops at Post Malone or something down the stairs. There's been nothing like that. Like there are people who get rowdy for sure. Sometimes, that's just the nature of sports, but nothing outrageous. I just mixed up egregious and outrageous. So that's really embarrassing. But you get what I'm saying.
I liked it. Jeremy's just kind of referring to maybe concession lines, beers. Yeah, I mean, I would think so. I would hope so.
Oh my goodness, I was way out of whack with that one.
No, because I brought that up.
Okay. The lines have been okay.
You answered the question. My mind immediately went to violence because I'm just saying, 15 years ago, man, it could get rowdy in the upper deck. I saw it a few times. I saw people consuming way more alcohol than they should. One guy was walking up the stairs with his pants down. Had like a handful of beers, just walking up the stairs, pants down. He's like, I can't pull them up yet. It was memorable, to say the least. Jeff says Gizmo's returns, always going to stand out. Yeah, no doubt. I would, that was like appointment television to see Giz go back to return a punt or a kickoff. I always remember Cleveland Browns fans staging like they were on Monday Night Football and they were playing really bad, didn't like ownership, and the fans kind of had a petition like, we're going to start the game and we're not going to be in our seats. We're going to stay in the concourse just so when they kick off the ball and Monday Night Football shows Brown Stadium, it'll look empty. Half the fans were like, great idea. The other half said, well, Josh Cribbs is a pretty good returner. It might be our only touchdown of the game. I'm not going to miss it. I want to watch that. That's what the Gizmo vibes would be for me. Like, okay, at any point, you have to pay attention. It's not a nothing play when Gizmo is back there to return kicks. The rig says, to avoid confusion, maybe you should be old Connor and the new guy is new Connor. Yeah, I mean, it would be factual. I am old. He's new. Why not young Connor? Connor, they were calling him Connor the Lesser, I believe, on the morning show, which is offensive. He's actually very good. He's picked things up very quickly. He's only been here for 4 days. So
that might be a biblical reference, to be fair, with James the Lesser and James the Greater. It's possible.
And it could have been from a lot of things, I suppose. I thought it was Game of Thrones because Duke kind of loves that stuff. I don't want to be the greater. I don't want him to be the lesser. I'd like Connor the evens. We can just be a pair. The Burglars, just thoughts on the Dolphins. Would like to have Jalen Waddle. Yeah, probably. I'm a little worried about that. He's a little older, but that guy can still fly. I think that was a great addition for the Denver Broncos this past offseason, giving up a first round for him, a proven guy, another weapon for Bo Nix. I've often talked about, I think Bo Nix' deep ball accuracy has cost them at times, but Jalen Waddle can just run underneath it. So it could be a really good addition. A couple more texts here, just in regards to your favorite Elks or Eskimos memory. Labor Day rematch 2000 was a lot of fun from Northside Mike. Was that the helmet throwing incident? I do remember, but I don't necessarily remember the exact year. Daryl says, Favorite memory, pouring rain in Clark Stadium. My sister and I sat through it. Parents in the parking lot not happy with us. Eskimos getting hammered at halftime. They come back. Tyler Knowles catches the last play to win. Ooh, I like that one, Daryl. Larry Thompson driving through the Calgary bench in the fire truck, Dave. That was awesome. Heads up, beep, beep, out of the way. Great moment. Mason says, favorite memory was Edmonton versus Saskatchewan playoff game in the cold 2014. I think it was a low-scoring game. Top of my head, don't remember. But sounds good.
I remember I went to the West Semi in 2004, and Saskatchewan won that one 7-0. I had an absolute blast. A little 7-year-old kid. It was like Christmas for me.
A thrilling game. 7-0. Northside Adam says, guys, we used to sit up in the nosebleeds, about 20 of us. We'd always get my buddy's pregnant wife to sneak in our Mickeys, and we became known as the Mickeys guys. And the security guard would come up to ask about the third or fourth quarter, picking up Mickeys off the ground, and start asking us who these were. And eventually we wouldn't say anything until he said, I'm just trying to make sure you guys aren't wasting booze. So from then on, this was our security guy for the rest of the year. He took care and made sure nobody was wasting their Mickeys. And we watched a little football while we were there. I heard stories of guys like taking little barbecues up top and like cooking up food in the second level. They were always super chill with us. Like we were younger and we would always take Slurpees in when I was like 16, 17. They would smell it. For vodka, I suppose. We were pretty innocent kids back then, so we weren't bringing anything in, but yeah, they've always been pretty chill about that stuff. Mason's also thrown out there the 2015 West Final versus Calgary. The 2015 team was special. James, going back to 1970, Bruce Lemmerman long bomb to Volley Murphy in my first CFL game. Also, Eddie Brown touchdown catch in the Grey Cup in the snow. That was a good one. Off the hands, boot it back up. Brian says, where is Gizmo right now? Yeah, he's around, man. I mean, you see him in Edmonton. He looks like he could still play, too. Guy's jacked. When I used to work at Save On Foods in Mayfield Common, he used to come in every once in a while, and everybody would be like, oh, Gizmo's here. It's Gizmo. That was big. Man, we got a lot of text rolling in here, favorite memories. I'm telling you, people want to get out and watch this team. There's good vibes around the team right now. People want to be there. Schwackhammer, snowballs flying at the Western Final. Not sure the year. 2 guys had a Calgary banner getting just picked off, and 2 guys coming out of the washroom throwing haymakers. I was in the drink line. I realized it was my buddy. Same game. I used to love those Colt games. You layer up, you be smart, you have a couple drinks if you're of age, and you find a way to stay warm. Works out good. Go hang out at the concession, maybe go to the bathroom, stand there for a couple extra minutes, but yeah, a lot of Edmontonians figure it out. So keep those texts rolling in here. 1-833-401-1440. Favorite Elks or Eskimos memory. We'll be giving, 2 or 3 pairs away. We got a lot of tickets to give away here. We've been very lucky. The Elks sending us some tickets. We've got Play Alberta hooking us up and some listeners as well. So we do have some tickets to give away. We'll do it again tomorrow as well. So if you don't win today, tune in tomorrow. We'll give you that opportunity. Lots to get to still on the show today. Of course, Mark Spector will be on the program. Sammy Silber covers the Washington Capitals. Will join us later on. Tyler Yaremchuk, Colin Livingston, David Owens. But coming up next, Chris Morris, the Elks president and CEO, will join us. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Tickets on sale now at silenticecenter.com. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
Your weekend hotspot is at On the Rocks.
Party with Edmonton's best bands every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And we got them all.
From the Varkels to Tallboy, Radioactive, Curves, The Fruit Squad, Morningwood, Roxilla, Punch Buggy, and more.
Plus, the guy who keeps the party going every weekend. DJ Kenny K on the 1s and 2s, live.
Get ready to have a good time this weekend.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Jasper Ave and 118th.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 air conditioning install company for lovers, because it's been a while since you kissed her tender lips or felt his warm embrace, because it's too hot for love. but you can rekindle that fire with AC from Legacy with no payments and no interest for 1 year. Your legacy of love will grow stronger because with AC from Legacy, it's never too hot for love.
Get Scholar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Are you a skilled laborer? All Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All Star Construction on Indeed.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think,
"Wow, great hair transplant."
I want them to think,
Wow, great hair.
Go to drvanceelliott.com and contact us today.
Photographers, start your cameras. Vision Credit Union's annual photo contest is back. We're asking you to show us the people, places, and moments that made you glad you chose this rural life. Maybe it's the view from your farm, a walk down Main Street, neighbors pitching in, a weekend at the rodeo, or a sunset down a back road. Share your photo to show why life in rural Alberta is a choice worth celebrating. Enter and vote at whatsyourshare.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass. Your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all your residential needs. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
PlayAlberta.ca, of course, tonight, $1,000 a day. Tomorrow, you got Lotto Max, an estimated $15 million. Get your tickets, PlayAlberta.ca, or head over to the sports section. Check out the Gregor Show specials. Tonight, we got some baseball and CFL ones. Always boosted, of course. And remember to always use your game sense. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan with you here. We got intern Connor as well, guiding you through this Thursday afternoon. And, of course, the Edmonton Elks doing some great things on and off the field. They got the big game coming up on Saturday, taking on the Rough Riders, 5 o'clock kickoff. You can check out their website for tickets or text us, 1-833-401-1440. We got a few pairs to give away. All you have to do is tell us your favorite memory from either the Elks or Eskimos. Lots coming in here to the text line. We'll get to more of those later on. But right now, we're going to be getting to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. The Saints are looking forward to the opening night, September 18th, in a spectacular 2026-27 season. Saints Hockey School running from the 24th to the 28th of August. All ages, U9, U11, U13, and U16. Sign up today at sgsaints.ca. And we bring in a man who I'm sure has plenty of good memories from his playing days with the Green and Gold. Obviously a three-time Grey Cup champion. After playing, went on to the Golden Bears and ran that program very well. and then after 2024, taking over as the president and CEO of the Edmonton Elks. Chris Morris joins us now. Chris, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing really good and appreciate you making some time to join us today on the show. So I've asked our listeners, if I had to ask you, and like I said, you've got a bunch to choose from, what is your favorite memory of the Edmonton Elks / Eskimos?
Favorite memory is 1993 Western Final. So that's when Calgary had Doug Flutie and all those guys, Alan Pitts and all those guys, and they were sort of the anointed Grey Cup champions before the season even started. We went down and played the Western Final, and God gave us a gift. There was a huge blizzard. It was about minus 25, minus 30 for the game. And we went out there and we were beating the cleats off them in the first half. And then they stopped everything because they thought, well, we're going to clear the field off because that'll give us a better chance to win. And then they cleared the field off, and then we rushed for about 250 yards on them. It just kind of blew them out for the game. So it was a wonderful experience. I always tell a story. I remember the horse. The horse was crumpled up. It was so cold. It was like almost animal abuse sitting there in the corner. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good afternoon to be an Eskimo.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So what was it like with the Battle of Alberta in those times? I mean, I think the players and the fans obviously still look forward to it, but I feel like there might have been more to it back then.
Well, a different era, right? Like literally my first 6 years here, we played against the exact same dudes in Calgary for those whole 6 years. Like you didn't get, unless you were playing really bad or you got old, you were going to be on the same team for pretty much your whole career. So familiarity breeds contempt, right? So we just didn't like those guys because we had to play against them so often, and it was always sort of us or them going to the Grey Cup or going to those big games. So there really was a real personal piece to playing against those guys, and playing against most of the other teams when there was we didn't have all these 1-year contracts like there are today. Yeah, and I mean, I love that. I think that's what made the CFL so great. And, what you've talked about, kind of keeping guys here in the city and not having them move on. That's what's going to build this team. And you guys have done such a great job of it so far. I know you had some news break yesterday that there was a chance that the second level of Commonwealth Stadium could be opened up on a Saturday for the game against the Riders. Is there any update on that? Yeah, we're getting close. We're about 1,000 tickets away in the middle lower bowl. If we sell 1,000 more, there's not going to be many middle bowl tickets left. So if we do that, then we'll probably open up the higher price level upper deck tickets and give people a chance. We don't want people having to settle for a seat somewhere else in the stadium, right? So we'll likely do that. We're going to take a look at this as we go through the day. We're 24,875 before I got on this call. So we're approaching the 25,000 mark here. I anticipate we've been doing about 2,000 a day here in the last 24 hours. So that's going to get us really, really close to where we want to be. And I really do anticipate us opening it up, but we got to keep filling that lower bowl for that to happen. GoElks.com and get the tickets there. Saturday, 5:00 kickoff. To me, that is the absolute perfect time. It is the prehistoric party of the theme games. Chris, do you have a favorite? Yeah, I like this one. I love the dinosaur races. The guys getting all dressed up in the dinosaur costumes and having the races at halftime. I think that's pretty good. I love the dog days of summer. It was our first time ever doing that last couple weeks ago here. And that was really fun to see all the dogs in the stadium and all the pet owners having a good time. So there's a bunch, Western Night's fun. There's a bunch of them that are really good. The prehistoric party one, though, I think is the most comical one with the people in the dinosaur. Having those races is fun. Yeah, I mean, I got a chance to host the watch parties the last few years here and getting a chance to talk to the cheerleaders who had to dress up in the dino costumes as well. They're like, yeah, that was a fun element of the job. Change things up a little bit. And it's going to be a great game on Saturday. The entertainment will make it even better. As Chris Morris, Edmonton Elks president and CEO, joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley sitting in. Chris, I wanted to ask you, because as we got into this segment, we've listed, you've done it all. You're an absolute football lifer on every level, going from playing to coaching, running the Golden Bears program, and now taking over as the president and CEO for the team. And, the staff you put together, everyone has just knocked it out of the park. I want to ask you, as someone who has put together a program, how much respect do you have for what Ed Hervey has done? Because you guys have had some key injuries, in the linebacker spot, along the offensive line, but continuing to roll. And the next man up standard has just been, it's been there. Everyone seems to find their spot, and the team continues to win games. Yeah, I've never minced words about Ed Hervey. I think he's the best general manager in the league, and I think there's a reason for that. I think his work ethic is unparalleled. He's an incredibly intelligent man who understands the league, and he makes it his whole life. There's very few people, when you go through, you get you see all these people that elevate into these high positions and are very, very successful. they make the decision to sort of forego other things and say, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be what my life's going to be about. And Ed Hervey's calling is to be about the Edmonton Elks football team. And I think he's back home here. He never should have left, but he's an impressive guy to be around as far as what he's assembled in such a short period of time. Like, we went into Saskatchewan last week with 3 of our 5 offensive linemen hurt, and we scored 36 points. Is that what it was? And there was a couple little hitches here and there, but there's not too many teams who can lose 3 starting offensive linemen and still function on offense. That's just a testament to Ed and the depth he's brought in and the coaching that he's assembled there on that staff, and Mark's work with them. I'm very, very comfortable with the people we have running the football arm of our business here, and I think we're in great hands.
Just going back to that game, like you said, the offense was unbelievable. Defense got the stops when you needed it. You played and protected a lot of really good quarterbacks here in Edmonton. When you have a quarterback firing like Cody Fajardo was last Thursday, is it kind of just like, all right, if we hold our blocks for 3 to 5 seconds, this offense is not going to be stopped?
Yeah, it's funny because I watched Cody last year, and last year he was running for his life a little bit, right? And it was hard to really tell how good he is. When you give him time, it's trouble for the other team. Like, he's very, very good when he has some time to throw the ball. And there's some quarterbacks where no matter how much time you give them, they're kind of limited in what they can do. With Cody, he reminds me of some of the, Ricky was the same way. Like, if you gave Ricky time, you knew you were going to be in a game. You're going to score some points if you gave Ricky some time. And I feel the same way about Cody. And he's just such a strong leader of this team. Like, he's united this team. He's got them all firing and, firing together and believing in each other. His leadership skills. It's funny because there was a U of A quarterback here at camp, and he was talking. We were just walking away from lunch one day, and he was talking about reads and this and that. I go, just watch him lead. I go, if you learn that one thing from him, if you just watch what he does, talking with other players, getting them to buy in, getting them to believe in what we do here as an organization, it's like a master class in leadership. So it's been fun watching him take this team over and making it his own, and I look forward to the rest of the year.
Now, day to day, I mean, obviously you played, you coach. Are you around the players? Are you like talking with the offensive linemen, things like that, providing any input or anything?
I'm upstairs. I go down once in a while when I really want to feel good about things. I go down and hang around with the football guys for a little bit. But that's like, I'll say this to you, like, Connor, those guys are immersed in football. Like, the O-line coach there, the coaches, Mark Killam, Ed Hervey, like, that's all they do with their lives. For anyone, whether it be me who played 14 years, to go down there and say, hey, I got a big idea for you guys. This is what you guys should be doing. I think that's the most disrespectful thing in the world. Now, I'm here as a sounding board, and I like to feel, because of the amount of time I played and coached, if we need to have a discussion, that they'll come up and talk and bounce ideas off me, and we do that stuff all the time. But I've got the right people down there. So I'm not down there asking questions and looking like honestly, it would be foolish to do that. And I think anybody who has a model where someone who's half foot in is talking about what's happening with football, and it's just a fundamental lack of understanding of how much effort and work goes into getting that right. So, like, we got the right people down there. I think everybody's starting to see that now. And again, we're just getting started here, but we're I feel we're in very good hands.
That's an awesome answer. Just let them handle it. They're doing their job. That's fantastic to hear. Chris Morris joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley sitting in. So from what you've seen from Mark Killam from afar, not maybe talking shop, but from year 1 to year 2, where have you seen him grow the most?
Well, I just think when you come in as a first-year head coach, you know what you knew. So Mark was a special teams coordinator before he came, and he knew that, and he knew some pieces about how a whole team should function because he knows that and because he's been passionate about it his whole life. As you grow as a head coach, you become more and more knowledgeable about the other things, the offensive side, the defensive side, what's most important over there, how to motivate everybody on the team at the same time. And he eats that stuff up. Like, he just wants to be so good at everything he does. And I don't think there's a human being alive that ever took over as a head coach who was as good on day 1 as they were on day 10 and then on day 20. You just get exponentially better if you want to. And if you realize that, hey, I've got a lot to learn to be really, really good at this. And he has just been unbelievable in his growth and the way he approaches and the way he talks to that team. And he has that foundation of, like, he cares so much and he gets the players to care so much about being and playing together he uses that as a base for everything else he does. And, like, sometimes people don't have that, right? when you talk to him, you feel like you're just a guy, you're just a piece of like, somebody that can be replaced here or there. Mark doesn't feel that way about his players. He feels like they're in this together. They're going to accomplish something together, and the players feed off that. And then as he grows with his knowledge of being a head coach and his experience with being a head coach, man, over the next few years, he's just going to get better and better. And he's already damn good.
Chris, I wanted to bring a story your way. I'm sure you know about it. Ryan O'Hashi, a long time in our city, worked as a comms guy for the Edmonton Oil Kings, shared this story about how his dad, after 55 years, had to make a tough decision not to renew his tickets due to accessibility. From what I've heard, you heard about this. You reached out, and Ryan posted pictures in a suite celebrating his birthday there. This is just one of the stories that I think endears you and this team to the community once again. But maybe just tell us how that came to be and kind of the story, how it all happened.
Well, we noticed it on social media, what was going on, right? And we'd actually taken steps earlier in the year. We'd created this huddle shuttle from Expo Center where you basically there's hundreds of spots there. You park there. It's only a few steps to a coach liner, and the coach liner comes down to the stadium, drops you off right here, and there's a shuttle that goes. It's like a 5 to 10 minute trip back and forth, and the shuttle runs all throughout the course of the game and after the game. So we'd set that up, and then I saw what was going on with Ryan and with Ken, and I was like, man, they must not know about this. And so I just gave Ken a call, and I was like, can you give us another chance here? Because I think we have something here that's gonna be good for you. Like here, this is a guy who used to drink with like Rolly Miles. You know what I mean? Like he's a guy who's been here forever, right? So you don't want guys like that ever leaving here, under those sort of circumstances, because they care about this place. And for me, like, the people who care about the Edmonton Elks and the Edmonton Eskimos of the past, those are the people you want around here, and you want to make sure you look after them. You can't talk about family and being part of the family and then just dismiss stuff like that. It's just a business. That's a business thing. We can't worry about looking after him. And I think, with that family in particular, they felt like they were part of the Esks and Elks family. And then when they just didn't get the sort of the arm reaching out to them to help them, what they were hoping for, I think it was hurtful to them. And I think that's why it was so important to reach out to them and talk to them. No, look, this has just been a miscommunication. We've just there's been a bit of a lapse here. We're going to make this right and make sure it makes sense for you to be back here. And again, to me, it's all about being part of it, right? Like we want our fans to feel part of this organization. We want the organization to reflect the community. And it doesn't reflect the city of Edmonton unless you're hardworking, unless you got integrity, unless you're willing to do the right things and do the hard things. You don't really reflect this community. So that's where we needed to get to. And things like reaching out to Ryan and Ken and making sure that that's right. That's what being an Elk is. That's what being an Eskimo has been. That's who we want to be around here. Now, sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes things happen, all that sort of stuff. But we aspire to be that. We aspire to be something that the community can look to as an exemplar or something that's pretty good.
That's an awesome story, and shows kind of the way that you guys are doing things now, and people love to hear that. Our text line loving that story right now. Quickly, Chris, before we let you go here, with the expected crowd, we had some texts coming in here. Are we expecting more staff, more concession, just people to be ready for the wave of fans coming on Saturday?
Yeah, so the city of Edmonton sat down. We talked together about, okay, what are we going to do at the tailgate entrances? Because our tailgate has become this massive phenomenon. Like everybody goes to our tailgate now. Like there's free food out there. Like Franchuk from Crystal Glass, Jiffy Lube, Funk. Like those guys all stepped up and got us some free food and got a bunch of extra activations out there. And so we have thousands and thousands of people hanging out at the tailgate now. So we expanded the staffing out there to make sure people aren't waiting in line and that there's not a big, long backlog of people trying to get in just that one entrance. And we've talked regularly. The city are a great partner of ours as far as trying to figure out to run this the right way. But you got to talk to them and you got to work with them and you got to appreciate the things that they're trying to do to help you, right? And I think that's gone a long way for us. The relationship was a little bit rocky when I first got here, and I just think there was some miscommunication going on and maybe a lack of appreciation for like some of the things that they do that are really good. So I think we're really going in the right direction. I think the fans should expect a pretty smooth entrance to the stadium. I know the concession, Joanne from Stadium Foods, is excited about this crowd, and she's got a bunch of stuff planned. It's going to be a fun day with lots of, I think, some really, really good food.
Well, excellent. Appreciate that answer, and looking forward to getting down there on Saturday myself. Best of luck for the rest of the year, Chris, to you, Ed, the Thompson family, Coach Killam. You guys have done a great job with this team, and looking forward to seeing it continue.
Thanks, Connor. Much appreciated.
There you go. Chris Morris, President and CEO of the Edmonton Elks. And yeah, on the field, off the field, it's a 180 from what we've seen from this team, and winning football games, that's getting people back the way they're doing it. Big plays from Rankin and Fajardo, Austin Mack. The defense is showing up. They're getting turnovers, and home field's going to matter. Saskatchewan had a big advantage in that game on Thursday of last week. Didn't help at the end of the day, but they're going to be back motivated, ready to go. That's a good football team with the Riders, and the Elks looking forward to matching. So it's going to be fun, of course. So again, we're going to give some more tickets away to this game. All you have to do is text into 1-833-401-1440. Your favorite green and gold memory. It can be the Eskimos era. It can be the Elks era. Let us know. 1-833-401-1440. We'll roll on through the show and do that giveaway probably in the 540 segment as we did last time. We'll do it again tomorrow as well, because we've been blessed with a whole lot of tickets to give away. And if you don't win, goelks.com. That's where you can pick them up. Coming up next, it is another edition of the Sherbrooke Liquor Thirsty Thursday. We've got Stephen Bazan in here. He's doing the social media. I'm liking it. I'm liking what I see here. Looks like we got a good selection of pops here. We'll get to that next. It is the Jason Gregor Show, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
It's the hard jobs that take know-how, expertise, and the right experience. And that's why, time and time again, GS Construction gets the call when it comes to the hard jobs. Underground projects that are genuinely difficult, like deep installs, tough ground conditions, or tight urban sites. So remember, when it's a hard job, the list gets short, and GS Construction is on it. Want to tackle the hard jobs? We're looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
For Araceli hockey fans, your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
For all your welding supplies, think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
Edmonton? Did you know the Subaru Forester has earned an IIHS Top Safety Pick Award or higher for 20 years running? With advanced eyesight driver assist technology, 360-degree surround view monitor, driver-focused technology, and of course, the legendary Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, all working together. And it's available as a hybrid, delivering fuel efficiency as low as 6.8 liters per 100 kilometers. Visit your nearest Subaru dealer and test drive the Subaru Forester today. Welcome to Uncommon.
School's almost out, and road trip season is just around the corner. But if your brakes sound like they're grinding harder than a hockey fourth liner, it might be time to visit Napa Auto Parts. Napa has all the quality parts, tools, and know-how to help keep your vehicle running smoothly and road ready. With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Emerald Equipment. Emerald Equipment is Edmonton's newest dealer for Yanmar compact equipment. Machines built tough for the jobs that don't quit. Get your new Yanmar compact track loaders with ASV Posi-Track at Emerald Equipment.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Hey, welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Go check it out. $1,000 a day tonight. Get in there. Can't win if you don't buy a ticket. And head over to the sports section. You got the Jason Gregor Show specials. Remember, use your game sense. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Lots to get to on this show today, but right now it is another edition of Thirsty Thursdays, brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, 2 locations in our fine city. Quite the diverse spread today, and for those of you who don't drink, but yeah, you miss the flavor, the taste, non-alcoholic drinks as well. Go check them out, Sherbrooke Liquor. We bring in Stephen Bazan. Steve, good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm good, Connor. How you doing?
I'm good. You came in here and I was kind of joking, like, I hope it's not whiskey or scotch, because I would probably be the worst person to judge those.
Yeah.
But you got a nice spread of, they look like juice, essentially.
Yeah, I brought a nice sort of summer-themed collection of beers for us today. So it's summer is one of my favorite times of the year for craft beer. It's sort of the time where all the breweries kind of flex their creative muscle a little bit and put out a lot of limited editions and seasonal releases. They end up using a lot of different ingredients and kind of get a little more experimental with the beers they do. So just kind of, I'll preface this with, if you're the type of person that likes your beer to taste like beer, this may not be your favorite lineup, but hopefully you stick with us and get intrigued a little bit, because we got some interesting stuff on tap here today.
Yeah.
I
think that's what's great about Sherbrooke Liquor. You have that variety. If you want your beer to taste like beer, you have that, but you also have these great options. So let's get into it. What are we starting off with here?
Let's dive in. So it's kind of, the theme I was going for today is kind of like a summer day, It's so you start off, the first beer we have is Left My Wallet in El Segundo from Establishment Brewing Company, which is a Tribe Called Quest song for those 90s hip hop fans, if you're wondering where the name comes from. But this one, you'll notice right away, it's probably one of the lightest color of the whole lineup. If you pick it up, swirl it a little bit, take a little smell, you'll probably notice something very, very distinctive off of the nose there. So it's a Lichtenhainer style. Have you ever heard of a Lichtenhainer before?
No, I can't say I have.
Not many people have, so don't feel bad about it. It's a historical style from Germany, and there's Germany is well known for lots of different beer styles, but also smoked beers. And if you've listened to the show for a while, I've brought on a lot of different smoked beers and tasted them with Jason before. One of my favorite styles, but this is sort of a lighter version. A lot of the ones we brought in before are like very heavy, very malt forward. But this is a little bit lighter. It uses oak smoked malt rather than beechwood smoked. So it's kind of, you get little wisps of, it's kind of like a little bit of bacon, but just a little bit like campfire smoke. A little bit on the nose. So it's kind of like you're frying up some bacon for breakfast, but they also add some pineapple to it too.
That's what I smelled first. And then you said the smoke, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I was the opposite. Like right away, I smelled the smoke, and then I dig it in a little deeper, and you smell the pineapples. It's kind of like if you've ever had grilled pineapple before, or like at a Brazilian steakhouse or something, and you get like the savory grilled pineapple. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but it's like this is my breakfast beer. It's 4.7%. So yeah, let's take a sip. Oh yeah, so you'll see right off the palate. Yeah, smoke on the finish, right up front for me. It's that like just it's kind of underripe pineapple. Like it's really, really tart, not too sweet. And very dry, but you get that really kind of that tropical, zesty pineapple vibe to it. So it's kind of a good way to kick off the lineup, I think.
4.7% too, so not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Kind of on the lighter side. And Establishment is great. They're a brewery out of Calgary, getting lots of. They won best brewery in Canada at the Canadian Brewing Awards before. And they just do amazing stuff. And they do this usually once a year. They brew this beer, and actually a couple years ago it won best beer in Alberta at the Alberta Beer Awards.
Oh, really?
So it won its category and then went on to beat all the other beers for best in show.
Okay.
So it's a really cool one. It's really unique, and you got to try it at least once.
Yeah. Well, we'll pass it around the studio afterwards and let the crew here try it out. Okay, what's coming up next?
Okay, so that was our breakfast beer. Now we're moving on to we're having some brunch right now, so maybe a little peach mimosa or peach Bellini or something there. So that is so Backcountry Brewing out of Squamish. I'll take you to the candy shop. Fuzzy peach sour. So
they're keeping the wrap going here now.
I know it's kind of like becoming a little theme here, and Backcountry is really cool. So like I said, they're always Squamish. They have a really great regular lineup. Like they do an amazing pale ale and a pilsner. They do all those kind of more traditional styles. But I think what they're more known for, especially at Sherbrooke, is these sort of one-offs and limited editions, and they use these crazy pop culture references and different things in their names. And it's
this could be the breakfast beer.
Yeah. It's like fuzzy peach. So they load it with peach puree. So there's it masks most of the beer flavor. But then not only that, they condition it, which is kind of like the secondary fermentation when you're brewing beer, but they condition it on what they call a stupid amount of fuzzy peach candies. So they actually got the Maynard's fuzzy peach candies that you're probably familiar with, and then put the beer on that to let it age and settle out a little bit. So if you just look at it, it's got like that super hazy orangey glow to it. Almost looks like a Fanta or like orange soda or something.
Yeah.
Just right on the nose.
I'm telling you, like if you smell it, it's like opening up a bag of fuzzy peaches.
It's straight up. Yeah. I remember last week we had that peach cider, and I made a comment that kind of tastes like fuzzy peaches a little bit, but this is like that on steroids. It's just like, it's so good. So let's see. It kind of seems like it'll be sweet.
Yeah.
But let's take a sip and see what it's like.
Donovan Paulson, who was producing the show last week, digitally, he crushed that. He said that was like the best drink he's ever had. So
wow, the cider?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, I get what you're saying there. Yeah, you don't really. I wouldn't think this is beer. This is just peach booze.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in that sour beer category, which has just become so popular over the years. It started slow, like when I first started at Sherbrooke, there's a few selections, and then over the years, it's just become its own thing. And it's truly a style for people that are into beer, but not necessarily like your traditional beer flavors. It's just, a chance for the breweries again to do something fun and experimental and just have a blast with it. So, and again, it's not too sweet too. Like I don't like something that's too sweet, but it's got like up front those juicy candy notes, but then finishes pretty dry. So it's not bad for another few sips.
Now, before we get to this one, very quickly, has there ever been a flavor of beer come in where you're like, this is too much? They've jumped the shark.
Oh man, there's a couple things. It was not flavor necessarily, but there was a beer that they used the yeast from the brewer's beard and cultivated that to ferment the beer. So that was just like, that was a mental hurdle to get over for sure. And there's been actually the same brewery did a sriracha beer, like a sriracha stout in a big bottle. And it was like that classic red sriracha, like it looked like a giant bottle of the sriracha sauce. And so that was pretty wild. So yeah, there's been some interesting concoctions for sure.
I'm glad for these.
That beard beer.
Yeah.
People still talk about that.
I'm glad you brought these and not that
not
one.
The beard beer. Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to we won't see that one again. But anyway, so moving on, Superflux. So they're a brewery out of East Vancouver. I love Superflux. We work a lot with them at Sherbrooke. They've done an exclusive beer for us before. They made a coconut stout just for our store. So we love Superflux. And this fountain beer it's part of a series. So they made this fountain beer series, and their goal is sort of tongue in cheek. They wanted to invent their own beer style that was basically made to replicate sodas, like your classic fountain shop sodas. So they've done an orange cream soda before, a peach one, but this new one we just got in, the pina colada, is pretty interesting. So we got some more of that pineapple, we got coconut, they add a little orange to it. Again, you can see it's that just like hazy orange sort of glow to it. Now I expect this one, so you smell it, it's got those tropical vibes, pretty subtle on the coconut, I think, because there's been some other pina colada beers that kind of smell like suntan lotion.
Yeah.
So this one's a little bit dialed back, but let's take a sip and see what it's like. Okay.
No,
so
I don't have the palate that you do. That tastes more like a beer to me.
Yeah, it's definitely, and the thing that I noticed off the top is way more heavy on the palate. Like the texture, it's way more carbonated. I think they're kind of going for that to replicate like a craft soda sort of vibe. But yeah, it's not that same tartness and sort of candy like flavors. It's a little more a little more subdued in that way, but still it's got all those flavors in balance. And again, it's not if someone's just looking for a sugar bomb like cooler or something like that, that's probably not the one.
That's not
the one for them. It's a little more on the beer side of things with those flavors accentuating everything. But yeah, that's kind of your afternoon out on the patio or like out on the beach cracking open a little pina colada beer. So that's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Now we're moving on. So we've had our afternoon beer. Now it's time for some supper, maybe some tacos or some Thai food. We got the Mango Chili Hazy Pale Ale from Small Gods Brewing out of Sydney, BC. So this is a kind of, and just look at the color on that. Looks like mango juice.
Yeah, I thought it was Sunny Delight.
Yeah, straight up. So Small Gods, another BC brewery that I absolutely love. They tackle that hazy pale ale style. So typical of the style. It's very opaque. You can't really see through it on the nose. It's very, when I smell this one, so they add mangoes and they add chili peppers to it. But on the nose, this tastes like just you're more of a classic New England style pale ale if you've had that sort of style before. So up front, like really tropical. You get that mango nose is like very, very strong on it, I think. So let's take a sip.
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
You've described it very well. Like some of these, like the peach one, you have that, maybe you're on you're on vacation. You're having it earlier on in the day. This one, I think, is later on. You're not going to want this one for breakfast beer.
No, this one's a little more sophisticated, a little more, and that chili heat on it. Like, do you get that spiciness?
Just a little bit,
like
which is funny because I can't handle heat, but this is just kind of like the perfect amount.
Yeah, it's kind of like a slow burn. You get the tropical notes up front, and then that spice comes in towards the end. It's really nice. And I've had chili beers or spiced beers before that are like, it's like an episode of Hot Ones or something. Like they're just out of control and really, really spicy. But this is that nice balance to it again, which I love. So we had our supper beer, and now the sun's going down. Might want to go for a little walk or something. Maybe go on a walk in the river valley as the sun's coming down. To appreciate the trees and the scenery, the natural beauty of Edmonton. So we got the Woodwind Spruce Tip Pale Ale from our friends at Polyrhythm Brewing in Edmonton. So Polyrhythm they're just crushing it right now in the local beer scene. It's headed by Chelsea Tessier, who's the head brewer there. She just seems like every beer she makes is just a home run. Super prolific. They have a new beer out every couple weeks or so, and just everyone is just so popular. It's become one of our best-selling beers at Sherbrooke. But for this one, they phoned in their friend Kevin, who's a professional forager, and he took them through the river valley and harvested some spruce tips that they thought would fit this style of beer really well. So they were very careful with the ones that they picked. And you would think that putting spruce tips in beer would give it that super resinous, like piney flavor.
Yeah.
But actually, a lot of the ones they picked were more like citrus and berries and that sort of quality to it, like something you wouldn't expect when you see a spruce tip beer. So
this is like sourced from Edmonton.
From Edmonton.
Okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
it's got that local connection to it. And like trees right from the river valley have gone into this one. So on the nose, again, it smells more like an IPA sort of style to me. It's got that like citrusy, almost like grapefruit rind hop note to it up front. This one's a little more lighter in color, a little more clear than some of the other ones, just a slight haze, but just that beautiful citrusy nose to it. Oh yeah. That's and on the palate too, like that finish, that sort of like, it's a very distinctive, because we've had a few spruce beers throughout the years at Sherbrooke, and there's always this distinctive flavor that it's more of a fruitiness and like almost like a berry note to it, and it's just very distinctive of what a spruce tip is like, and that's really cool. So if you want a local beer that pays homage to the natural beauty of Edmonton, like this one's the way to go.
Cool story. Now, just because you said they're popping out these new beers every couple of weeks, do you have people that are just this is my brand, I love it, I'm coming in, like no matter what, gotta try it?
Yeah, big. Like people are so brand loyal too. Like there's some people that just like certain styles. So there's that crowd, but then there's ones that is just any brewery that they like, they'll just come in and grab whatever new release comes out. There's a couple breweries out there that do that. That's like every week or 2 weeks there's a new beer, and it's a challenge to keep up with it as a purchasing manager at Sherbrooke, trying to stay on top of all these things, but it's a lot of fun too. Okay, so
the final one.
Yeah, so we had some nice light, some fruit flavored beers, and frankly, I just wanted to try a barley wine. So Connor, I apologize.
What is a barley wine?
So barley wine, it's very much a beer. There's nothing wine about it other than the alcohol percentage. You said like this one's 10%. You see some that could be up to 14%. And it's a traditional UK style, and it was named barley wine because the alcohol percentage gets a little closer to the wine levels. But typically it's a very malt forward, very heavy beer, so you get lots of notes of toffee and caramel and like a little bit of a roasted sort of chocolate vibe to it. But this one comes from Camp Beer Co., which is another BC brewery out of Langley, BC, and there's so many great breweries out of BC. And so these guys won the brewery of the year at the BC Beer Awards last year, which is like a huge honor, beating out all those other breweries. So they make some really world-class stuff. And this one's Merchants of Barley, 10% barley wine, and they age it in bourbon barrels. So we could kind of say that it's flavored with, oak barrels and bourbon. So it matches the theme, right?
Is this coming in a 4-pack?
No, we just sell it in singles.
I was going to say, you have 4 of these, you'd be probably feeling pretty good.
So like on the nose, man, that's like straight up like that bourbon barrel smell. You get that oaky vanilla, a little bit of like dried fruit, almost like raisins or dates or something, but it's pretty boozy. You could tell it's boozy off the nose. So let's take a sensible sip.
Not down the hatch.
No,
shots,
let's be responsible.
Oh, I was thinking maybe we like pass this to Declan or Mac and let them finish the can and see how the rest of the show goes from their perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Okay. Ooh, what do you think of that one?
Flavorful.
It's assertive. It's got some assertive flavors in there.
We feel that one for sure.
It's like, man, this is when the sun goes down. You're by the campfire. You want like getting a little cool outside. You want something a little warming.
You feel good after that.
You feel good. It's a good little nightcap. But yeah, this is like, there's a ton of flavor going on there, and definitely boozy. You get that alcohol sort of quality to it. That starts like as it warms up a little bit, you take a few sips, that quality starts to diminish a little bit, and you just get more of that malty goodness coming through. But
that's the one on the 7:30 start Friday night for the Elks. You have that before you hop in the Uber.
Absolutely. That's the way to do it.
Be feeling good on the way down. Well, Steve, thanks so much. These were awesome. I think the peach one's going to be my favorite.
Okay.
It doesn't even taste like booze. That's the one you wake up. Maybe you need hair of the dog. You're like,
totally.
this will heal me.
That would be perfect.
2 locations in the city. Of course, you got the Otwell and the original location, SherbrookeLiquor.com for more information. We did have a text come in here. Want to make sure I get the name right. Slurpy Sean, is Sherbrooke thinking of opening a store on the south side?
Man, we totally should. there's no like set plans, but we always have our head on a swivel. We're always looking for opportunities and things too. Even on the West End, we get lots of requests there too. So no immediate plans, but never say never. We'll always keep our eyes and ears open.
And if not, the Ottawa location is very doable. So
yeah, exactly. It's southeast.
You'll make your way there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them you heard things on our station, and they'll point you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Awesome, Steve. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, thanks, Connor. My pleasure.
There you go. That is Thirsty Thursday, man. The camp beer one, I tell you, one or two of those. You're going out on a Friday or Saturday night, maybe going to a campfire. I think that's the one you might want. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we will continue some of these great memories from the Elks and Eskimos history. Of course, we are going to be giving away some tickets at the end of the show. We'll look at the NFL as well as training camps rolling on. And then Colin Livingston going to swing by for the Cantork Racing Report. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Connor Halley sitting in right now. We do a Sports 1440 update with Declan Kruger, brought to you by Go Auto. Shop over 17,000 vehicles at GoAuto.ca with 31 vehicle brands and 73 locations to choose from. Find your car at GoAuto.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Scores from around the major leagues of baseball right now. Yankees and the White Sox tied 1-1 in extras. That one currently at the end of the 10th, heading into the 11th. Also in extras, Cubs up on the Cards 4-2. That one in the top of the 10th. Finals from earlier today, so the Rays over the Rangers 3-2 and the Twins over the Royals 4-3. Coming up next in the league at 5 o'clock, we will see the Nats and Braves 5-10, sees the Marlins and Mets as well as the Pirates and the Reds. And in the sporting world today, UEFA members, 55 nations, that is, to boycott all FIFA competitions amid World Cups. The World Cup private equity plan. And the Ottawa Red Blacks have placed Fred Laughter on the 6-game injured list. CFL Week 9 does get going tonight with BC and Winnipeg. 6:30 kickoff for that one. I'm Declan Kruger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Action Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Hurry in for hot summer savings at Wolf GMC Buick. Take advantage of 0% purchase financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 pickups. 0% purchase financing for 36 months on select new 2026 Sierra 2500 Denali and Denali Ultimate models. Plus, huge cash savings on GMC Sierra heavy-duty trucks. And ask about the $1,000 truck trade-in bonus and low-rate lease offers. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century. And we're just getting started. Check us out at cantork.com. Our tools age better than I do.
Mr. Rooter has deja vu. Mr. Rooter has deja vu.
The bathroom is right over there, Mr. Rooter.
Thank you, good sir. Wait, I swear I've plunged this toilet before. It was clogged with a snow globe. Am I living in a time loop? Oh, good. It's just a voodoo doll that looks exactly like me. Whew, what a relief.
For a plumbing experience you'll want to relive, call Mr. Rooter.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love, better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade, safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan. water you love.
Kickoff is coming August 1st. Elks, Rough Riders at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. The prehistoric party is back, presented by Purolator Tackle Hunger. Experience family-friendly fun all game long with a dinosaur-themed contest. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in the technology, techniques, skills, and people who know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. We're here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, brought to you by Play Alberta. Of course, tonight, the Daily Grand, a chance to win $1,000 a day. Or you can take the lump sum. Either way works. PlayAlberta.ca. And of course, we got the Gregor Show specials. If you check out Play Alberta, head over to the sports section. You got Deck Selects, you got My Pick. We're looking at the Major League Baseball games tonight, as well as the CFL game, Winnipeg and the BC Lions. So lots going on here. If you want to head over to playalberta.ca, have some fun. But as always, remember to use your game sense. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan. We've got intern Connor here, as well as we are looking around the world of sports. Lots going on here. And again, if you wanted to check out the beers that were dropped off or we sampled there in the previous segment, you can check out Triple Clicker's website or their Facebook page. They got it all over their social media. And actually, if you go in there and just say, hey, heard the drinks on the Jason Gregor Show, what were they? They actually have a little display set up. So you can go check them all out. The Camp One 10% beer, the barley-aged barley wine. It's something. It might be worth investing in just to give it a go once to say you did it. But these were all quite good. Still to come on the show, Colin Livingston's going to join us as we look at the world of motorsport. That'll be around 3:40. Coming up next, we'll get to our NFL report as some contracts being handed out in the NFL. We'll get into that. We did do our topic of the day, as we are going to give away some tickets to the Elks and Riders game on Saturday. Your favorite memory from the green and gold. We had Murray, first-time texter, saying, hey, guys, I always remembered never to leave the football games early, as so many times Dave Cutler would kick a last-minute field goal and win the game for the Eskimos. I will say, Murray, I'm kind of like you. I think I've left one game early, and it was a Blue Jays game, and it was a Monday night, and it was so I could get back to the hotel and watch game one of the Oilers and Kings. I think it was the second time they met. I was in Toronto and thought, you know what? I think I'd rather watch a playoff game rather than a kind of a meaningless Blue Jays game. It was early on in the season. Other than that, I'm with you. And no matter what, I have no concern. I've never thought about I've got to make sure I beat traffic. I'd rather finish the game, and then I'll just hang around afterwards and let traffic maybe dissipate a little bit. That can clear out. I'm not that guy that has to beat it. it kind of drives me crazy when I watch games or I'm at games and, there's 30 seconds left and people get up and leave. Like, unless you're the first one out, you're still going to get stuck in that traffic. It's not going to save you that much time. It's never really been my style. Deck, you a guy who likes to leave the sporting event a little bit early, or are you like me, just hunkering down?
No, I like to really hunker down, leave late, if anything, like let the crowd dissipate. Now that said, if let's just use the Elks for an example, that's actually a bad example for me. But like, let's say it was, a 40-10 football game with 4 minutes left in the fourth. Like, I might head out if I don't have that much vested interest. But for the most part, I like to stay. Like, I'll stay till it's over, and I'll let everyone else get out first.
Like, I will hang around and let the usher come and kick me out.
Yeah, like I'll play chess on my phone so everyone knows I know how to play chess around me, like something like that.
It's a power move.
It's like, hey, what are you playing over there? I'm like, oh, just chess. Not a big deal.
Checkers? No, couldn't be checkers. It's chess. Yeah, I don't know. I see it all the time. For me, it's just not working. Matthias had texted in, hey guys, sorry, missed the segment with Chris. Did he say anything about opening the upper bowl? Yeah, he said they're about 1,000 tickets away from opening up the upper bowl, and it looks like a couple thousand tickets a day selling out. So it should open up. Now, there's going to be people that maybe hold out because if you're buying tickets, you probably don't want to be sitting like corner. I understand that. You'd rather be upper deck, 55, 50-yard line. That makes a lot of sense. So hopefully it opens up, and it does sound like they're going to be prepared concession-wise and all that sort of thing. And he mentioned the tailgate. And I think, like, if you haven't got a chance to go to the tailgate, go do it. It is awesome. They've got live music. Everyone there is just in such a good mood. The food's out there. K97, our brother station, is out there having a good time, providing hot dogs, I believe, and chips. So if you haven't done it yet, go check it out. It's worth your time, especially when the weather's nice. You go have a drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, walk around, have a bite to eat, and then when it's time, get in there, check out warm-ups. It's a really good time, and it's going to be awesome. This game's going to be big time. Deck, those who know, big Riders fan, the boys are fired up for this one, aren't they? Like, they want a little bit of vengeance here.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I feel like they think that last one got away from them a little bit, like that offensive pass interference against, I think it was Keon.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was against him. Maybe shouldn't have gone the way that it did.
Little head slap.
It's all, yeah, and it's also just like, you lose on a 57-yard field goal. Like, you're fine. You're probably fine with how you played defense for the second down that set up the third down. Like TJ Luther, I think he only got like 6 or 7 on that one, maybe like 8 at the most. You got a sack the play before that. Like, you feel like you played it well, and it was kind of stolen out from under you. And then, of course, there's the added incentive of, hey, we don't want to give up 510 yards passing again. Like, we shut down Justin Rankin. That's great. That's what we're supposed to do. But we gave up 510 yards passing. So they'll come in motivated. Some injury issues. No Roland Milligan in this one. No AJ Ouellette, but I'm sure they'll come. Like, they don't want to slip to 4-3 while the only team ahead of them in the standings moves to 7-1. They want to split that back to back.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And hey, we've talked about it. That's a really good team there in Saskatchewan. So it's going to be a fun one. You're going to want to be there. Good halftime show as well. It's going to be a good time. I got a text here saying you guys should be doing some etiquette when it comes to tailgating. Tailgaters, let us know. 1-833-401-1440. What the new people should know. Always, I don't know the exact term. Know your measurements. Like, don't be bumping into people. Don't be stopping while you're walking and just, having people run into you. I'm a mall walker every day. And that's one of the things that I would say fires me up the most is those who don't really know what they're doing. Know where you're going, have a target. If you are going to stop to text or whatever, veer off to the side. Quickly, I want to just get to the stats of the day, brought to you by All Star Construction, founded in 2009. They continue to grow. They're hiring general laborers, hydrovac operators, backhoe operator, gas piping technicians, and more. Go to Indeed.com and search All Star Construction. And just looking back a little bit of the history books here, going back to 1978, the Expos, remember them, crushing the Braves, 19-0. In that game, they collected 28 hits and tied a National League record of 8 home runs. So I kind of wanted to go look at what were the most hits in single games. And there's been some pretty impressive performances. If I had to take you back to 1932, Philadelphia, who were called the Athletics at the time, had 33 hits against Cleveland. That's a lot of hits. That game went 18 innings. The Athletics lost 18-17. But in that game, Johnny Burnett had the best game when it comes to hits. He went 9 out of 11. He had 7 singles and hit 2 doubles. Pretty impressive. In his 9 game, they were the best game we've ever seen as an individual for hits. 7 out of 7. Rennie Stinnett for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He had 2 doubles and a triple in there as well with the singles. They won 22-0. It was a blowout, and Rennie Stinnett was carrying the water there. So those are little stats of the day for you here. Little history for the Montreal Expos. And we might actually have a Montreal Expos guest joining us, an author who covers the team extensively. And might pass him along to Low Tide because we know Low Tide's a huge fan. But yeah, little stats of the day for you. Here, J-Rod, favorite Elks memories. Free tickets in elementary school. Going as a kid with all my school friends. Games were always packed, and at the end of the game, they let us on the field. That was one of my favorite memories. J-Rod, that is the reason I bought season tickets. I remember going to the Labor Day rematch. Would have been 2003 on the Friday night. Had that voucher for a free ticket. I think there was 58,000 fans there. I was hooked. As soon as that happened, I was getting season tickets the next year because it was an unbelievable experience. So I'm hoping, we pack Commonwealth on Saturday, and some of the younger generation gets a chance to take it all in. Brian Found says, if you're at the mall, you're lost. Well, we work at the mall, so I do, to get my mall walk in, it's essential. Not everyone does it, but, it is the mall that has it all. There's a lot of tourists here that are at times kind of lost with where they're going, and there's been opportunities to teach them some lessons to keep their head up. None that we've taken advantage of, though. Brandon and I are always got the head on the swivel, bobbing and weaving, making sure we don't run into anyone. We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, Declan and I will take a look around the NFL. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Albertans love to debate the best way to enjoy summer sports.
No. Playing on the field is the best, man.
No way. Watching from the sidelines, way more relaxing.
You're both crazy. Checking out the game from the bro zone is where it's at.
But there's one thing every sports fan agrees on.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Wherever you catch the action, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Yeah, it's me again. And if you're sidelined with a sports injury, you already know nothing's more frustrating than being told to just rest. At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we get athletes moving sooner with our zero-gravity treadmills. You can run, train, and rebuild strength with up to 80% less body weight, so your injury heals while your confidence comes roaring back. When your sports injury's yelling, whisper back, leadingedgephysio.com, because life shouldn't hurt.
Come on down to the Brick for your chance to win over $1 million in prizes. They're giving away mattresses, appliances, big screen TVs, and more. No purchase necessary. 1 in 10 will be a winner. Plus, the Price is Right live event kicks off with incredible 5-day deals, like save $70 on a 32-inch 1080p QLED TV. Below cost at just $129. Thursday through Monday only. Some conditions apply. See in store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust.
Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocentre.com today.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I signed up for Starlink. It's fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
Rainy weather, flooded basements, not a great summer so far. Hi, it's Dennis from Weiss Johnson. If your home has been flooded and your furnace, water tank, or central AC sustained damage, remember, you can choose the company you'd prefer to repair or replace it. You don't have to use the restoration company's referral. After all you've been through, you don't deserve to be pushed into something you don't want or need. So count on a business that's been helping homeowners for nearly 50 years. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
On Sports 1440. Of course, you can always watch us on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. If you are on YouTube, give us that thumbs up. Maybe say hello. That's what I'm doing right now. Eddie, I'm saying hi to you if you're watching right now in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button, and let's keep it rolling here. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Head over to PlayAlberta.ca/sports. You can check out the Gregor Show specials, boosted as always, and $1,000 a day tonight. Get your ticket. PlayAlberta.ca. Reminder to use your game sense. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan here with you, sitting in for Jason, who will be back next week to, talk a lot of sports. Taking a little bit of time right now, relaxing, getting out with the fam, but he will be back. Titan says, not so much favorite, but most memorable. Elks at the time, versus Bombers. Early 2000s, first game with a new car, young and dumb, parked it at the Safeway, got towed. Watched it drive away on the back of the truck as we walked to the parking lot after the game. Yeah, I've got a ticket parking around the stadium. I thought I was good, got the ticket. Was not towed, though, so not so bad compared to you, Titan. When you said Elks Bombers early 2000s, I immediately thought of the Milt Stiegel last play of the game touchdown. Heartbreaking. I remember that one sitting in upper section Y, just like, how does that happen? Just terrible defense. All right, I got a long one from J-Rod before we get to the NFL report. Favorite memory number 2, early 2000s, Labor Day rematch. I was in my early 20s and a diehard Elks fan. It was always so special to get on the field. This time I got to go on the field during the first quarter as I was a participant in Napa Kick to Win contest. While waiting on my turn to kick, Winston October returns a kick as I was on the sideline beside the scoring end zone. Within feet from where I was standing, Winston ran by the end zone. I was on TSN highlight, jumping up and down, celebrating. Within feet of Winston's celebration after the play, I kicked a 30-yard field goal to win a 27-inch Sony TV. J-Rod, that is awesome. J-Rod, I probably was there watching you, cheering you on. I always liked the Boston Pizza game where it was like trying to, when they move it all around, it was always so easy. And then I don't know, something happened and they made it a little bit tougher. Hey, it was so easy. They had to do something. But I remember going back a few years later after I got my press pass and thinking they really upped the difficulty on this one, which was definitely needed. Right now, we will get to the NFL report brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Legacy Heating and Cooling, the home of the no payments and no interest for 1 year on your furnace or AC. Bundle them together and save more. LegacyHeating.ca. We will bring in Declan Kruger for this conversation as we take a look around the NFL because camp's now underway. And we had it reported, Deck, I don't know if you got the official contract, but Chris Olave re-upping with the New Orleans Saints. This one, he's a heck of a player. The only downside is that he just happens to get injured. And if there was a hospital ball per 60, I think Chris Olave the last few years might have led it. He takes some big bumps. That part of his game is unfortunate, but there's no doubt he's still just 26 years old. Just turned 26 from San Diego. The Chargers fan in me had always hoped he might make a return, but he's going to re-up with the New Orleans Saints. Just looking at his career statistics, the last little while here, appeared in all 16 games last year. Had 16 to 17. Had over 1,000 yards, 9 scores. Playing with Tyler Yaremchuk, we think that's probably going to help him. The previous year, just 8 games at 400 yards. 2023, he appeared in 16 games, starting 11, went over 1,000. Did the same in 2022. So, Deck, we know how good he is. Had a really good career with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Became a first-round pick for the New Orleans Saints, and now cashing in. And homegrown talent. Makes sense for the Saints to pay the man.
Yeah, super talented. I think he's actually the Ohio State's all-time touchdown receptions leader, which is a pretty that's a rarefied group of talent that's come out of Ohio State. For him to be the guy, pretty cool stuff. Yeah, super talented player. I was thinking the only guy who gets more hospital balls per 60 in NFL history is Austin Collie from Peyton Manning. He was just it felt like every second week he was getting stretchered off after he got laid out. But yeah, I let me ask you this, because obviously super talented player, second team All-Pro last season. Talent's never been an issue with him. And really, I don't even think it's fair to say health has been an issue. It's been the guys throwing him the ball. Do you think Tyler Yaremchuk is do you think that's going to be or already is the best quarterback he's had? Because it's not
who have we looked back upon? Obviously, Spencer Rattler was there. Derek Carr for a year. I'm a big fan of Carr, but I think there was limitations as a quarterback.
Well, and especially when he got to New Orleans, he was the one who was throwing him those hospital balls.
Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston.
I completely forgot about Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton was there, went 6-8 in what would have been his rookie year. Yeah, I mean, I would think so. And we were kind of surprised when he was selected as high as he was. Well, I won't speak for you. I was. Chuck was kind of a journeyman in college football. Started off at Oregon, went to Texas Tech, then ended up at Louisville. He was taken really 40th overall.
That's not even really a journeyman in this day and age. That's just the state of college football.
To me, it is. Fair. I'm old. Remember, I'm not used to these guys transferring multiple times. Obviously you're right. There's some guys who transferred quite a bit more. Was Cam Ward on a journey?
Cam Ward started at Incarnate Word and then went to Washington State and then went to he wasn't actually recruited out of high school. That's why I had to play JC. I did have a follow-up question though about the Tyler Yaremchuk thing for you, because my question was if you believe that and you think the Saints believe that, do you think had it not been for Tyler Yaremchuk now being the quarterback in that offense, they wouldn't have given him that commitment, that 4-year commitment, $90 million guaranteed up to $132 million and all that money. And they would have just said, hey, let's get some assets for him. But with Tyler Yaremchuk being there, seeing what we saw from him last season, they're like, okay, this is a quarterback we can now hitch our wagon to. And therefore we are going to continue to put our faith in Chris Olave.
I'm not sure, because I kind of think, you got to keep that guy there no matter what. Similar to what the Commanders were doing with Terry McLaurin for all those years. They didn't have a quarterback, but at least they could keep him. And eventually it led to a bit of a standoff, I suppose, where he wanted to get paid big time.
He just wasn't getting those hospital balls like Olave.
Yeah.
We kind of joked about that, but it was pretty significant how often this guy would just get crushed across the middle.
Yeah. And you know what? And it probably works kind of both ways, right? Okay, the Saints say, let's keep our young quarterback and give him a great young target with Olave. And then for Olave to probably see something in Yaremchuk and says, you know what? I kind of want to be here with this guy, right? They won 4 of their last 5 and they almost beat the Falcons in that final game. So with Chuck, they were finding ways to win ball games. He was taking a few bumps a game here and there, but found ways to limit the turnovers down the stretch. Went on a stretch where he threw picks in 3 straight games. But down the final 4 games, only threw 2 and went 4-1. So yeah, I don't necessarily mind it, but we always talk about fantasy football and stuff. Like, I'm staying away, I think.
Yeah.
Crotch brings up a good point. Also now has Jordan Tyson, who they took in the first round. That's another guy, though, who, when you look at his career at Arizona, Deck, injuries were a concern, right?
Oh, yeah.
So need both those guys to stay healthy, put the ball in a good spot. Who was it? It might have been... It was some receiver. It slips my mind, but he was talking about, it might have been Michael Irvin talking about Troy Aikman, but it was
if what you're about to say is crazy, there's a good chance it was Michael Irvin.
No, it was basically like, if the ball was thrown behind me, that was for a reason. I think it was Shannon Sharp actually with John Elway, and it was just like, if it was behind me, that's because he was protecting me. If it was thrown low, it's because I had to go low to avoid the hit from up high. If it was up high, there was reasons for every placement of the ball. Tyler Shuck's got to do that with these 2 guys. Like, he can't be putting them in bad positions, in my opinion, sending them across the middle.
Yeah. And like, because obviously that's like great insight from one of the best tight ends to ever play, if it was Shannon Sharp, and one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in John Elway. Derek Carr was not doing that for Chris Olave. Spencer Rattler was not doing, none of those guys were doing that for Chris Olave. That was the blind leading the blind, and it cost him. But like, evidently the trust this organization has in who he, like, his talent and what he is as a player is awesome. And this is the other thing, like, that division up in the air.
Yeah,
every year. Like, let's not pretend the Saints can't win that at 9-8, possibly comfortably.
I'm with you. Last year, 3 9-8 teams. Who was Devontae Adams? It was 2023. So would it have been Derek Carr? It might have been, when he's like talking about mic'd up, I got to get out of here.
I thought that was Jimmy G.
Okay, probably was then. Yeah. That would make sense more than Derek Carr.
Jimmy G also bad at football, so that's worth mentioning. I
got to get the bleep out of here before I lose my bleeping life. Every game I get bleeped up. Devontae Adams playing wide receiver for the Vegas Raiders a couple years ago. Now, obviously, in a better spot with Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. We'll take a break here. When we get back, try to get back on time here. We're going to speed things up into Cantor Racing Report with Colin Livingston. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey, hon, I'm getting expressions and images to frame my hockey card collection in the man cave.
Perfect. I'll come with you and bring our wedding photos.
For sports memorabilia and family treasures, think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
So you're dying from the heat, sweat dripping on your sheets. You want to cool it down, but your AC can't compete. So you fall upon your knees and cry out, oh please, I need a cooling breeze. Send me Legacy's AC Repair.
Legacy's AC Repairman. AC Repairman. Can't spell Legacy without AC. Legacy Heating and Cooling's got a guy who's really good at fixing broken ACs. So if you got one, call Legacy. Okay, see you later. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Struggling to find skilled workers? What if you could fill your talent pipeline with motivated, pre-vetted youth and receive funding to support your efforts? At Careers The Next Generation, we connect Alberta employers with interns in skilled trades, IT, agriculture, forestry, and more. All WCB covered, high school accredited, safety trained, and ready to contribute from day one. With 83% of RAP students continuing their apprenticeships after high school, investing in youth today means securing your workforce for tomorrow. Don't wait. Visit careersnextgen.ca to get started.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think, "Wow, great hair transplant." I want them to think,
"Wow, great hair."
Go to drvanceelliott.com and contact us today.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt, so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Ewell. Helping you finish your electrical project is their goal. From pot lights to electrical panels, the gear you need is at ewell.ca or in person at one of their Edmonton area locations. ewell.ca, your partner in power.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Oh, really? Dave Grohl just going crazy. 344. Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan with you here in the Sports 1440 studios, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Head over there, check out the sports section, get the daily boost, I guess we'd call it. The Jason Gregor Show special. Deck's got his selects. I've got a couple picks there as well. And every day you can check that out. And remember, just to use your game sense. Right now, we're going to get to the Cantork Race Report with Colin Livingston, brought to you by Cantork, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at cantork.com. Colin Livingston in studio. CL, what's going on?
Cantork Race Report happens to come on at the same time I'm here.
Not very convenient. I don't like it. Not much of a coincidence.
I think that's pretty awesome.
We time it up that way. A lot of thought goes into this to make sure that it just clashes that way.
I don't mind that at all.
Very quickly, we were talking favorite memories from Eskimos or Elks games. I guess Commonwealth being a factor as well. Your favorite memory? You were a former season ticket holder, but the concerts come to mind.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a season ticket holder, the Elkimos, whatever we call them, they weren't that good.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a kid, we used to get guys like Ed Hervey, Downtown Eddie Brown, Gizmo. They would come to our school. And they would play like 3-on-3 with our basketball team. And we always loved that. And then, the team was just not really, really good when we were there. They always seemed to make the playoffs, but never went anywhere. So, I mean, my memories were, the other thing you were talking about is how early do you leave the game? And I mean, when they got really bad, I was pretty much about 5 minutes into the third quarter, and I'd be walking back to the the park and ride at Kingsway. It's only about 15-20 minute walk, so no big deal. But yeah, seeing Metallica there last year was great. And then you mentioned you want to see the Foo Fighters, and I got to say, like, I am absolutely number one. Metallica is my number one band, but seeing the Foo Fighters is still the best shows that I've seen. We've seen them now 2 or 3 times, and then we'll see them later on this year. Thanks. Our friend is with Sony Music, so I end up with pretty good connection there from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see both of those bands. Like, I was on the bandwagon, get Metallica at the Super Bowl this last go around, just from the area. Like, it would have worked out well. I mean, Metallica, they had the song in Stranger Things. I'm like, they're kind of coming back. Like, the younger generation is figuring them out.
Where did they go?
For the younger generation, I'm speaking. Like, they're figuring it out. Like, timeless music. But I thought it would have been perfect. So those are my 2 bucket list, probably the biggest ones for me. One day I'll make it happen. Maybe this summer.
Metallica in Vegas. I mean, this is like 12 years ago. That's probably the best Metallica show that I saw.
Where was it? MGM?
Bellagio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. That'd be a good time.
It was fantastic.
Speaking of fantastic, a great event in our city, or just outside of our city last week. You were taking part. George Larocque was out there.
Yep.
Donovan Paulson of Sports 1440 went out there. He was telling me it was an amazing experience for he. Now, how'd the race go? What was your overall thoughts on the event?
The event was incredible. Ron and Loretta Thiering have owned and operated the track as long as I've known of it. They put in so much time and effort. Like, people, even people in the racing world don't really know. I get out there a lot of the time off days, and Ron is out there building something. Always fixing, building, improving, repairing. These NASCAR events, they don't run themselves. And again, they put in crazy amounts of time. And I had the conversation with somebody, one of our counterparts, and they said, well, the stands weren't full. I'm like, the stands were like 75% full. But I said, you got to keep in mind, when we started, like when NASCAR started coming back to Wetaskiwin was about 2014, there was only one grandstand, and it held like maybe 1,000 people. Well, since then, they've built 2 bigger grandstands going all the way around turn 4. So now the total capacity's got to be, I'm guessing, I don't really know, it's between 4,000 and 5,000 people. So from what we first had in 2014 to 2026 was great, especially with the threat of weather and everyone knowing that that's always a possibility at night in the prairies. As far as the actual race went, for us, it was not good. The car just wasn't right. We had a misfire in qualifying, really chased the car during practice. Then in the race, the car was just undrivable. And this isn't judgment, not being critical. I think if we asked anyone from our race team, they would agree. Alex did an incredible job, like absolutely amazing job, not spinning or hitting something else, because the car was like, it was so loose. I don't think we've ever had a car that drove like that. We ended up, I think, 47 laps down in the 150 lap first race. Made a big change to the car. Started out the second race a lot better. Drove from like 9th to, I think we were up to 5th or 6th at one point. And then, because we didn't really have a chance to tweak the setup, it started to go away, but we've got some good ideas for our last oval race. But yeah, once the weather came in, it was truly scary. Like, we're standing up on the spotter stand. It's 40 feet in the air, 50 feet in the air. I had somebody in the shop today who was spotting, and I said, like, does this feel like an exaggeration? Like, we had consistent, probably 40K winds with gusts up to about 70. We had lightning in the area. It was pandemonium, especially at the end when everything started to come together. Our NASCAR official that works with the spotters, Ken McNichol, he did the right thing. He sent us down. He didn't ask for permission, said, look, this has gone on. Guys are like, well, no, our cars are on track. He was, without repeating, was extremely insistent that we get down now before somebody gets hurt, because you're standing in front of like a 3-foot high guardrail. You get that big gust, somebody's going over, and it's bad. And you don't want to be standing at the top of the tallest structure in lightning either. Once we got down, then the rain hit, and then they called the race anyway. But fortunately, nobody was hurt. We got everything loaded up. The teams are now well back in Ontario, and we've got just over a week until my favorite GP3R next weekend.
Now that's the situation where someone needs to be the adult and say, everybody down. You want to battle through it. We know that, but someone's got to say, no, guys.
We've got pretty strict rules in NASCAR that once lightning is within a perimeter, and I don't know off the top of my head what it's like, 5-8 miles, something like that, we are automatically shut down for 30 minutes. And every strike after that resets the clock. And, without passing blame, the lightning was way closer than what it should have been. Mm-hmm. There's an argument that most of it was sheet lightning versus, direct to the ground lightning. I'll tell you what, come stand up with us in an all metal structure and tell me that the sheet lightning doesn't, catch your attention. But great effort for sure by the team. Again, Alex, steely-eyed missile man, like he kept it on track. I saw the car crash 4 times, and somehow it never actually, it had all the makings that it was going around or it was going into the wall, and somehow he managed to keep it off the wall. Never got in the way of another competitor. So, again, just crazy good job. Just unfortunate that we started off so far off.
And now what's next for NASCAR Canada?
We're at next weekend, GP3R in Trois-Rivières, Quebec. My favorite all-time race, more so than the Indy 500. Our friend Dominic Fougere, he was actually out this weekend kind of promoting during the Wetaskiwin race. They do such a good job. The crowds there are indescribable. It's electric. It's super positive. The fans are extremely knowledgeable, very, very, very animated. Like, it's not quite to the level of some of the Japanese F1 fans where they have the custom-made hats, but it's not far off. Like, people come up with like customized cell phone cases that are in like a driver's style, or they always have gifts for their favorite drivers. And,
really?
Oh yeah, it's the autograph session. I think they're doing it on Saturday, if I read the schedule correctly. There will be 5,000 people on the track. So we line the cars up on the front straightaway, and it's just, there was another term I was going to use. I got to be mindful that while this is still streaming, I still have to follow some rules on.
We're on YouTube, but also
yeah. It's just nose to tail. Like, again, there's just thousands of people. They line up for a good hour and a half to 2 hours before getting onto the track, and then it's just kind of a stampede to get to your favorite driver first. And those guys, they really, really do it well. And again, it's in the middle of the city, so these are publicly used roads. It's funny because the horse track they call hippodrome. So for some reason, a horse is a hippo in French. I never really figured that out for a long time. So we run on the backside of the hippodrome, make a couple of corners, and then we go through this area called the Duplessis Arch. So it's this like Arc de Triomphe looking structure that I never got to see it for the first bunch of years that I was there. I'd see it from the street, but finally got to go through the track. And the second I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, I used to watch like Formula Atlantic on TSN, and I used to watch all these old races. I'm like, I can't believe I'm standing here. So yeah, there's decades of history. Again, it's definitely our favorite. I mean, we've got our 2 biggest back-to-back with GP3R, and then the following weekend back at the Markham Indy, the former Toronto Indy, for the first time in like 4 or 5 years. So
Colin Livingston joining us here in the Cantork Racing Report, and you talked about this theme for this weekend being messy. Formula One, a driver ignoring 11 blue flags. What happened here?
That's a great question.
Willful ignorance or something?
If I gave you an example before we went on the air, that last night I got what we call meatballed because my bumper didn't look right to the race director. I saw the sign once. I was mindful that nobody was around me. I pulled off, and that was my night done. Even though the call wasn't quite right, my bumper was still properly attached. I should have been able to finish. They made the best decision they could based on the information they had. I'm just an amateur. I'm a 52-year-old monkey from Stony Plain. I've never trained at that level. I don't have the elite awareness that these drivers possess. So for a professional who's supposed to be the best, one of the best in the entire world, to miss 11 flags is unthinkable. And it wasn't just Berman, the Haas driver. Carlos Sainz did the exact same thing. And what I was about to go into my diatribe. What really pissed me off about Carlos is he's oblivious the best of times. He never takes responsibility for his actions, and he's never paying attention. He's the guy that on his in lap, he's kind of cruising in the middle of the track and then, wonders why he gets impeding penalties when drivers are on hot laps. But he was racing Alonso. They were racing for basically no position, even though Alonso finished 9th in the points. But as Piastri, the net leader at the time, came through turn 2, cut to the inside, Sainz just drilled him and had the audacity to say that Piastri shouldn't have driven in his blind spot and he should be more aware. Like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? You drove into another car that you should have been nowhere near. You already had many blue flags, but because they're accustomed to having the blue flag show up on their steering wheel, they've kind of been trained to stop looking. But, there's all kinds of information you get from the flag people. You learn about cautions, you learn about, hazards on the track, you learn about they have all the information. So just because your technology lets you down, you still have to keep an eye out at the flag stations.
Crazy.
It's really unthinkable that someone at that level could make mistakes that big.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, you couldn't tell me that it was unintentional. Just seems like, you know what? I'm going to pretend I didn't see.
I don't think it was deliberate for him to hit the car. I just think he doesn't pay attention and becomes so focused on, what's immediately in front of him, which is the mistake that we see amateurs make all the time. Like first-time racers, first-time performance driving people, they get so concentrated on what's immediately in their face, they don't get to see. And that's the toughest thing in the beginning, is kind of calibrating your eyes and your brain, what to look at and what to ignore. Like when you first got your driver's license, if I asked you about your drive, you probably would have no idea, because you were so hyper focused on like, okay, well, I'm here by like a 2 and 10 and I've got to make my signal. And okay, so left is down and okay, brake is, you got it, because it's not natural. It's the same thing when you start racing. Everything comes at you so quick. It's beyond overwhelming, and your brain always goes to fight or flight mode. And generally you go to flight because your brain's telling you you're going to die if you drive further into the corner. You're not paying attention to this, that, and the other thing. But once you become an F1 driver, like once you've raced for a year, 2 years, you start to get comfortable with the speed and you're no longer scared. You're able to concentrate on the performance and where your kart is doing the right things and the wrong things, and where the guy in front of you is making mistakes, so you have an idea where to capitalize. Carlos Sainz has done this his entire life. And again, one of the best in the world. So for him to not be aware of his surroundings is shocking.
Crazy. Okay, last one here. Stingray Rob. $15 million? What is this all about?
So
this is IndyCar we're talking
the big difference, there's so many differences, but you guys spend 97% of your time talking about stick and ball. And when you're great at what you do in a stick or ball sport, people pay you buttloads of money. The big deal yesterday, $18.6 million over 5 years for the San Jose dude.
Celebrini, yeah.
I don't know the names because I just don't pay attention to that. But everyone kind of seemed like it was mixed as to whether that was too much or too low. But that's almost $100 million over 5 years because he's good at what he does, or somebody thinks he's good at what he does. Stingray Rob and professional motorsport, until you get to most level, even Formula One has drivers that bring money to the team. They'll maybe pull a salary, but they've got somebody behind them, like Logan Sargent, Nick Latifi, Stroll. Stroll is now racing for a team that his father owns, but Lawrence brought money everywhere that Lance went to get him in the car.
Mm-hmm.
In IndyCar, it's no different. There's probably 4 or 5 drivers that are getting a legitimate salary, maybe 6 drivers that get a legitimate salary. The majority of them, they hustle their own sponsors and bring those to the team. So they're basically, it's opposite. And Stingray, who's definitely, he runs a bit better on ovals than he does on road courses, but he's not a great driver. He's got a lot of people that really believe in him and really, like what he has to say. But yeah, he's got, 15 million is more than a team's budget. A team can run, for probably between 7 and 10 and be quite competitive. He's got 15, and it's very, very, very likely that he won't be racing next year. Just because while the team will appreciate the money, Nolan Siegel, I think he's reportedly got about 11 million with him. Nolan's definitely a better driver, but they're also likely not going to take that to like a Dale Coyne or, one of the less competitive teams. It's just, it's when it comes down to that, it's like, okay, listen, we really like you. You're a nice guy. This just isn't for you.
Yeah. And his name is Stingray.
Stingray, like the Corvette Stingray, and his last name is Rob. It's not a nickname. His birth name is Stingray. His legal last name is Rob.
When you sent me that, I looked it up. I'm like, that's got to be a nickname. His name is like Steve Stingray. No, Stingray.
Nope.
Incredible. Well, Colin, thanks a lot for doing this today. And so next week, will you be in Quebec then, or are you going to be in studio?
I can't remember. I don't remember. I'm leaving on Thursday. I just don't remember the time. So we might have to do a classic Gregor pre-record, or maybe line something up on Friday once we're at the track.
What we call a cliffhanger.
Yes.
You have to stick around to find out.
All my fans, they want to know.
They need to
I'm
know.
sure the text line is just lighting up.
It's malfunctioning.
Oh my
Everyone's
goodness.
curious.
I'm sorry about that, Con.
We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get to the roundtable. We got Yaremchuk in studio, Spec. We're going to talk some Capitals. Lots to get to still here on the Gregor Show. Halley, Declan, Mackenzie with you here. Now, Sports 1440 update brought to you by HireGood. We solve real problems for businesses while creating real impact. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. Go to hiregood.ca. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Finals from the majors today. It was the White Sox 2-1 over the Yankees in extras. Cubs beating the Cards 4-2 in extras as well. Twins over the Royals 4-3. Rays beating up on the Rangers 3-2. And the next game in the MLB will be the Nats and the Braves at 5 o'clock, followed by the Marlins and the Mets at 5:10, as well as the Pirates and the Reds. Chris Olave signing a 4-year, $90 million extension. The $90 million guarantee can be up to $132 million with the New Orleans Saints. Brad Lawther placed on the 6-game IL by the Ottawa Redblacks, and the IIHF says Russia will remain barred from 4 World Championship tournaments in 2027. I'm Declan Kruger. This is the Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
On Thursday.
You have to stick around to find out.
You can order noodle at noodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order noodle at noodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order noodle.ca. Noodle.
At GS Construction, people grow with the company. 50 years of experience doesn't live in a binder on a shelf. It lives in our people at every level, passed down on every site. Many of us started with a shovel in our hands and built whole careers here. The work is honest. The company's been around since 1974. So if it all sounds good to you and you want to grow with us, GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. No shovel required. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
What's 426 divided by 12? Okay, if I carry the one, yeah, we're out. Go Auto has a free credit calculator that does the math for you. See what you could qualify for, estimate your payments, and get a better idea of what's in your budget. Because shopping for a vehicle is exciting, but crunching numbers, yeah, not so much. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all sevens.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Kickoff is coming August 1st. Elks, Rough Riders at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. The prehistoric party is back, presented by Purolator Tackle Hunger. Experience family-friendly fun all game long with a dinosaur-themed contest. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Everything is going to be okay. If your debt has you feeling like you're in a free fall, you have options. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal allows you to eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we'll tackle your debt.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
So you're dying from the heat, sweat dripping on your sheets. You want to cool it down, but your AC can't compete. So you fall upon your knees and cry out, oh please, I need a cooling breeze. Send me Legacy's AC Repairman.
Legacy's AC Repairman. AC Repairman. Can't spell Legacy without AC. Legacy Heating and Cooling's got a guy who's really good at fixing broken ACs. So if you got one, call Legacy. Okay, see you later. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out elksnation.ca. Articles, podcasts, and more breaking down the green and gold. The most in-depth double E football coverage online, elksnation.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
It's after 4 o'clock. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show, brought to you by playalberta.ca. Tonight, $1,000 a day. Tomorrow, Lotto Max. Make sure you go check it out, playalberta.ca. Head over to the sports section. You can get to the daily specials. Lots going on here. CFL football, Major League Baseball. Just remember to use your game sense. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Lots to get to still on the show. We've got Tyler Yaremchuk coming up in the next segment. He's going to hang around for a couple segments, get in on 5 questions. We've got Speck at the top of the hour. Sammy Silver going to join us from Washington. Take a look at the Capitals, as it's been an interesting offseason for them. Reloading, and then we've got Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. So plenty to get to before we hand things over to Fox Sports Radio all night. And then tomorrow morning, we're back live 7 a.m. on the Tom Gazzola Show. Brandon Douglas sitting in for one more day. Right now, we will get to the round table, where the guys on the other side and girls on the other side of the table throw out a topic, and we have a little bit of a debate. I don't know. Does any one of you have a preference? Wanted to go first? Jack, you want to get this thing going?
Yeah, I'll lead us off.
Let's do it.
You know me, not the biggest baseball guy in the world, so I never like to really speak about something I'm not totally educated on, but I'll give it a go here anyway. The Tariq Skubal sweepstakes. I understand that it's not free agency. I understand that it is a trade, and I understand that, hey, if you want Tariq Skubal and you don't want the Dodgers to get him, just offer a better package. I get all that. However, my take that I wanted to bring to you guys today, and again, want to reiterate, not the biggest baseball guy in the world, don't generally understand the intricacies the way I do with some other sports, but I think Skubal going to the Dodgers would be what finally sees a salary cap be implemented in some way, shape, or form. Do I know what that looks like? Not really. But I just think this would be the final nail in the coffin. Like, okay, something has to be done.
Mac, what do you think?
I think they're... Hold on. Sorry.
Get those headphones on.
Yeah. I think they're headed to a lockout regardless. So whether that brings salary cap or salary floor, there needs to be something brought in. And I've seen a lot of people online say that salary floor is the way to go rather than having a cap. Again, I am not super locked in at the moment. And I know Skubal is kind of that one trade target that everybody kind of has on their board. He's the most highly coveted guy. So maybe it does. But also I think the Tigers really shot themselves in the foot taking him to arbitration. I thought that was a weird move. He's one of the best pitchers in the MLB.
Probably the best.
Yeah. Like that's just a weird thing to do with the best guy in the league to be like, nah, we gotta take it to arbitration.
A salary floor, like I understand the logic behind a salary floor, but a salary floor without a salary cap, to my mind, is almost like backwards Reaganomics. Like the Dodgers, instead of spending $250 million on a payroll when there's a salary floor, like they're just going to bump it up to $350. Like all it's going to do is it's going to, like the entire graph is going to move up a little bit, and that whole bar graph is going to get a little higher, but the top end is still going to continue to grow anyway. So like I get the logic behind it. I get the sentiment. I just don't know. And again, like I'm not the biggest baseball guy in the world, but I just don't know how much it would fix it.
It is funny that, yeah, like Mackenzie said, they take him to arbitration. This guy's an absolute stud. And I believe they were offering $19 million. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what do you think is going to happen? He ends up getting $32 million. Deck,
that's AJ DeBonsa money.
Like, I do think, obviously, it's coming. We've talked about it on a few shows. Like, I don't think the Major League Baseball season is going to start on time. Like, something's going to happen where they have to figure this one out. And I agree, like, a floor, who cares? That's not really the problem here. I don't have a concern with the teams at the bottom that aren't spending enough money. I'd love to see them spend more money, pay their guys. But it's the top where we got to fix this.
Yeah, and I do get it from like the line of logic. It's like, okay, like the Tigers can't, like you have to hit 100 mil anyway, so you give Tariq Skubal $40 million a year to at least like make up a little bit to that number instead of just letting them walk to get assets. Pirates with Paul Skeens as well, who never want to pay money. Like I get it from that aspect, but like the floor with no cap doesn't do anything. And I don't even know if that's like a legitimate possibility that's been talked about. But a floor with no cap, like it's everything I said. That number's still going to continue to raise. So.
Well,
something I didn't know a lot about. I was clearly very passionate
about. Well, that's what makes this segment special. The roundtable. Mackenzie, what do you have today?
Okay, this is like kind of old news, but I haven't really been able to listen the last couple of days, and I was busy editing for the last 2 hours, so I didn't really surf the net at all.
You want to pay Macklin Celebrini $15 million a year? Because I got news for you.
He's going to get more? That's crazy. The rights to some games and some playoff games going to Prime. I've seen a lot of people up in arms about it. And obviously Jason talked about it earlier this week. We're headed so close to, even closer to what American fans experience with football. And that scares me so much because we spend so much money on subscriptions already. And Sportsnet raises its price every year. Just let us live. Please, I can't get behind it. And the Prime broadcast, I saw people be like, the quality is so good and their analysis is so good. I'm like, it's really not. I feel like the camera quality is really awesome. And I like the pregame, just watching the warm-ups and stuff. But I really just don't like Prime moving in.
Yeah, like it's really tough for me to argue this one on a personal level. Like, do I want to shill out? Like, how much is Amazon Prime? Is it
$11 a month? Yeah.
Yeah, I only make $9, so you can see how big of an issue this is for me. Like, I don't love the idea from a personal level of shelling out that money and having to pay for it. I do think, not you specifically, but I do think people overrate the problem a little bit. Like, I do think it's an issue, but I'm trying to find a way to say this diplomatically. I just think it's a tad over.
Okay, I think I know what you're trying to get at, because people complain, especially Oilers fans, about the broadcast team on the Prime nights. They hate it, but anybody else that watches an Oilers broadcast hates our broadcast team. So I see that, and I'm like, you just don't like change. But it's just the fact that, like, maybe it's because I don't really know the Prime broadcast team. So I don't feel like any sort of endearing. I'm like, yeah, that was great. You know?
I think that, I mean, and I get what you guys are saying. I will say I have the traditional form of TV, so it hasn't really impacted me too much. I do have Amazon because, I mean, geez, it's so convenient to order things in on a day-to-day basis. But I think the fear might be for some people looking at what the NFL has done. And you've got the Amazon Prime games for Thursday, Peacock for the NBC Sunday Nighter. They've got Netflix, which is going to be doing some of the international games, as well as the Christmas game. Paramount does the CBS games. You've got ESPN Plus if you want to get into the Manning cast. Plus, I'm sure people have other things that they want to get in on. I don't know. Like, I don't think we want to take that route. For me, it's not that bad. Honestly, I can't complain. That's why I've stayed relatively quiet on this one. But there are people that love hockey and they want to watch as many games as they can. And it does kind of feel like you're sticking it to them, especially with Sportsnet going out there and raising the prices. I think in Western Canada, we're ticked off because you shut down 2 of their radio stations already. And now you're going to jack up the prices. These people are hardworking. Like, they want to watch hockey. And we're making it tougher in an era where we really should be making these games easier to watch. It's 2026. We want to grow the game. And I know they're going to say, well, buy Amazon. You're going to have a way to do this. To me, it's a little bit tough. It's taking advantage of people and knowing they're going to get into it. The one thing I will say, though, going into the playoffs, we've had a few, and is it Bally's Network, Victory Plus? Like, a couple of them have had issues.
Now the FanDuel Sports Network.
Yeah, teams have had problems with their network. If we could, like, hey, you know what? Anaheim Ducks games will be strictly on Amazon Prime. Like, maybe that's a way of the future for these teams to have a regional broadcast and have a way to keep it going. I don't know how you do that regionally, if you black it out in certain areas, things like that. But I think there's ways that we could use this to benefit us, but we're not going down that route. We're going down kind of the greedy route as well.
But, like, not even to defend the NHL, because I never want to defend a multi-billion dollar corporation in defense in what's the phrase I'm looking for, in other of the everyman. But, like, I think it's safe to say we would exist at the world. It's safe to say the world exists on the internet. Like, TV now exists in streaming, like the traditional format. Like, when was the last time you sat down? Remember, like, every Sunday night you sit down and watch The Sopranos? Like, that doesn't really exist anymore. Like, cable isn't what it once was. So the fact the NHL is trying to make a transition into streaming in that sense, I understand. Obviously, the price gouging is a bigger one, but, like, how many people these days are scrolling through the, you know, like the cable guide and saying, oh, hey, NHL on TNT, let me check that out? Like, probably not as many as are scrolling on the Amazon Prime homepage and saying, hey, let me check out that hockey game. So I get it from that perspective for the league, but it's obviously so tough when you're shelling out all this money for a Sportsnet subscription and Oilers Plus and Amazon Prime. Like, that's, but I get where the NHL is trying to come from in the sense of growing the game.
Man, you, like, unlocked core memories. I miss sitting down on Thursday night to watch The Office or Friends, whatever else it might have been.
I might rent a hotel room just to scroll through the cable guide.
Those are the good old times. Like, it was so simple. This is when it's on. You could record it, of course, but you want to watch Monday Night Raw? You're watching it on Monday night. And I guess that still happens on Monday night, but you know. The Prime NHL broadcast almost looked like they forgot to get a location and just set it up inside of a bar. Not great. And we had people throughout the year complaining about the quality. I think that might be your home internet. When I watched it, typically I would have to watch my phone because they're trying to keep screen time away from the little guy. And it was fine. That being said, you know, I'm not going to be ignorant to the fact that we had many people texting in and saying, like, the quality sucked. It was blurry and at times it would get pixelated. So it is a factor. It is something they have to look to consider. We had someone text in earlier, like, maybe go to YouTube. YouTube seemingly has done a pretty good job of streaming live things. Netflix is getting better. Was it the Jake Paul fight, the first one that was just terrible?
Yeah.
Or Tyson? Tyson was better, maybe?
Yeah, Paul Tyson was on Netflix, but
yeah, like the next one they did got a lot better.
Yeah, when he did Tyson AJ.
Yeah, like they figured it out, and maybe it was less people, but yeah, I mean, if we are going to go to a point where we do this and you start charging people, like, got to figure it out. Got to make sure we have good quality. Well, good one, guys. Good chat. We'll take a break. When we come back, Tyler Yaremchuk of Oilers Nation and Daily Faceoff going to join us here. We'll talk some Oilers. We'll talk maybe Major League Baseball expansion, a whole lot more Jays as well. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But When it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
Your weekend hotspot is at On the Rocks.
Party with Edmonton's best bands every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And we got them all.
From the Barkells to Tallboy, Radioactive, Curves, The Brute Squad, Morningwood, Roxilla, Punch Buggy, and more.
Plus, the guy who keeps the party going every weekend. DJ Kenny K on the ones and twos, live.
Get ready to have a good time this weekend.
Your bar, your party. You're On the Rocks.
On the Rocks.
Just Brab and 118th.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
Come on down to the Brick for your chance to win over $1 million in prizes. They're giving away mattresses, appliances, big screen TVs, and more. No purchase necessary. 1 in 10 will be a winner. Plus, the Price is Right live event kicks off with incredible 5-day deals like save $70 on a 32-inch 1080p QLED TV below cost at just $129. Thursday through Monday only. Some conditions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I signed up for Starlink. It's fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. Fundraise for your team or charity at On the Rocks. They'll make custom tickets for your event that includes no line, cover, and one drink for your event. You keep the profits. Learn more at ontherocksyag.com.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
425, welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley sitting in with Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan from the Sports 1440 studios here in West Edmonton Mall, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Go check it out, the Jason Gregor Show specials. Declan and I each throwing one down tonight, looking at the CFL and some Major League Baseball. Remember, use your game sense, PlayAlberta.ca. Lots still to come on the show. We're going to go to Washington, talk some Capitals. We got spec, 5 questions. Right now, though, the oil report brought to you by Go Auto was donated more than $27.2 million to local charities and takes pride in supporting the communities where they live and do business. GoAuto.ca. Tyler Yaremchuk of Oilers Nation and Daily Faceoff joining us now. Ty, thanks for coming in studio.
Yeah, I love being in studio. We kind of do this once a summer. Whenever Gregor's off and I got to do, I think both years it's been my last tip before I go on my usual vacation. I come in studio. It's fun. You guys got a new spot too. I wasn't in here last year.
I think you came in 1 year before buying a wedding ring.
Yeah,
we had to keep that on the down low.
Yeah, that was and Gregor joked to me. He was like, he said on the air, and he didn't know, he was just making the joke that everyone's uncle makes, where he's like, maybe Tyler's in down or at the mall picking up an engagement ring. And in the commercial break, I was like, hey, knock it off, because I am, and I'm getting engaged in like a month. Don't say anything. And now I came in once last year before the wedding, and my anniversary's on Sunday.
Oh, so congratulations. How's the first year been?
Same as the other 7 years when we just weren't married. Like, we've owned a house together for so long that it's one of those things that, like, I don't know, I wear a ring now. I can like bang it on stuff. That's kind of cool. Other than that, same old, same old.
That was the response I gave people. Like, nothing changed. The government's involved. That's cool.
Yeah,
but other than that,
together, no, we'd been doing our taxes together for a while. Literally nothing changed.
You got the gold there. Like I wore one of those for 2 days, and I was like, Amazon, I'm ordering some of these plastic ones.
Like the 12 pack. I think we actually have the exact same ones. I'll wear the gold when I'm just like cruising around. But I'll go golf, whatever, whenever I go on a trip somewhere. Like I went with my buddies to Scottsdale in February, and Amber's like, you're not wearing your real ring, buddy. Rubber ring, safe.
100%. I don't know. I'm not a jewelry guy. Like the first time I don't even wear watches.
No, I don't either.
It was like a big adjustment for me. Now, a few other guys at ON, I don't want to say take the plunge, getting married, making it legal. Zach and Liam,
same weekend too.
And then Ryder and Lisa.
Ryder and Lisa were the weekend before. So yeah, everyone got married in like a 2-week stretch, which was kind of crazy. But I mean, a wedding with your coworkers is fun too, because you don't get a ton of chances to just get like buckled with them.
Trying to think. I don't think I've ever got a chance to do it.
Yeah, Ryder and Lisa's was insane because it was at the pawn shop, which used to be Union Hall. And they had a live band, and it didn't start till like 6, and it was basically just like a big bar night with all your friends. It was dope.
I saw it a lot on social media. We had a lot of like, I guess, mutual friends. So I got a chance to see it. Looked amazing, but awesome times.
Hot dog vendor at the wedding. Elite move.
Really?
Elite move. That
inside, outside?
It was outside. And then they had oodle noodle inside. So we were fed good.
That's a good little midnight snack then, eh? I mean, there's so many places we can go today, Ty. There's so much happening right now. Our last topic, the whole Amazon broadcasting games on Wednesday night, the expense cost going up for Sportsnet. I mean, how does this impact you? Are you using those things? Because I've said, I'm on old-fashioned TV. I have Amazon. For me, kind of a non-issue, but I get why people are so fired up about it.
So I'm in the same boat as you. I'm still on traditional cable. I have an Amazon because I order stuff on Amazon. So like these are expenses that I just kind of have baked in anyways. I do think like the Sportsnet Plus thing, raising your prices again, like they know they have you buy the you-know-what.
Yeah.
Like as much as people, I'm sure, in the text line are going to say like, I'm done now, or I stopped subscribing, blah, blah, blah. Unless you're going to be someone who goes and finds an illegal stream for every single game, like your options are pay for cable or pay for Sportsnet Plus. And they just, unfortunately, the greed of these companies, they know that, and they know they can jack it up $50 a year because their market research probably tells them that, hey, 99% of people won't walk away from an extra $50 every year. Problem is, we're 12 years into the deal, or more than that now, like 14 years into Sportsnet having the exclusive rights. And I'll say this, I think it's trending more to kind of like Mackenzie said, what you got to experience with NBA and NFL in the US. I keep hearing the rumblings that TSN is going to buy back games from Sportsnet, but it's not going to be TSN on cable. It's going to be on Crave or on TSN Plus and online only. Maybe it's Sunday night or Monday night hockey. Like, we are going to keep going down this path where Sportsnet, you talked about them closing radio stations. If they have a chance to make more money or make something more profitable, they'll do it. And if they can sell off a day or a night in the NHL schedule and make money doing it, they're absolutely going to do it. So unfortunately, as much as this probably doesn't ease people's concerns, I think it's going to keep getting worse.
Yeah. And I mean, for those of you who maybe, haven't heard, don't know people down south, like if you want to watch the NFL, especially the primetime games, like you need 3 separate streaming services. Plus you want the Christmas game. Well, you got to get back on Netflix too. Like it's everywhere. Yeah. So I kind of feel for like the older crowd out there that's just like used to their whole life sitting down, turning on channel 23 or whatever your Sportsnet is now. and watching. Now, you got to do a little bit of research here.
Well, and that's a really good point. I wanted to say that too. Like, man, my grandpa is in his 90s. How is he like? There's just not going to be an Oilers game on that night for him.
Yeah,
he's not going to learn how to put his TV onto Amazon, and like, there's going to be a lot of people like that who are a little bit older. And I know, again, these companies don't have those people in mind, but it is a shame that, like, yeah, you and I will figure out how to get the game on Amazon. 99% of your listeners will figure out how to get the game on Amazon. There's a few that you really feel for.
Yeah, 100%. It's Tyler Yaremchuk joining us here in studio from Oilers Nation and Daily Faceoff. And yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? If I'm out there, I'm like in my 20s. Hey, boys, let's share a package. We'll get together and watch the games. Like, that would be awesome. You can't do it every night, but that might be an alternative.
Well, and also they're getting so smart now that, like, yeah, let's share a package. And then it's like, oh, they know geo whatever, like, oh, you're signing in somewhere that's not your house. Well, you better turn off one of those other locations. Like, again, they have us all by the balls, man. Like, 100%. What are we going to do? Not watch Oilers games? It's the same thing whenever the Oilers go down the list. They sign Evander Kane. How many people are in the comments and on the decks? I'm done.
Yeah.
Get their back. Hire Stan Bowman. I'm this final straw. I'm done. They're back. And then they hire Mike Babcock. And I told all those people, I was like, you can't come in here and tell me after everything the Oilers have done, every controversial name they've run, you always come back. And it's the same thing with the people complaining about Sportsnet. As much as it's a different conversation, it's like, all right, you'll be back. You're watching Oilers games. Don't worry.
Yeah, 100%. And I respect those people that say that. I'm going to say, 5% of them actually follow through with it. But when it is November 23rd and Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are lacing him up for the Oilers, you're going to be back.
And it's a Tuesday and you're sitting at home with nothing to do.
No football.
You're watching the Oilers game.
You got Bucks and Lakers, or you can throw in the Oilers. Yeah, you're going to find a way to put the Oilers back on. How about the Toronto Blue Jays? We've had a few people throughout the day here. I was working on the frenzy as well, saying, hey, guys, any chance the Jays keep it together, try to go on a run? They're 5.5 games back in the wild card. Or are they selling it off? We kind of lean to the direction of selling it off and, try to bounce back next year, get Vlad some support in the lineup. But I mean, your thoughts on this team and how are the next few days going to play out ahead of the deadline on Monday?
Yeah, there's going to be names that were big parts of the run last year that are gone. Like the reports today, they're talking to the Phillies, and maybe the Phillies view the Blue Jays as a one-stop shop. They really want outfield help. They really want pitching help, both in the relief area and in starters. So like Jeff Hoffman has history there. Is Dalton Varsho a guy they like? Kevin Gausman would obviously be a name that brings some playoff pedigree to their rotation. So I do think that with it being such a seller's market, their hand's going to be forced a little bit in that. And it really is a shame. Like you go back through the year and there's so many games where you're like, the offense is good. The pitching let them down. The pitching's electric for 5 days. They lose a bunch of 2-1, 3-2 games. And it's like, if you could have been 3 games back right now, it's not even a conversation that you're selling. If you would have been 3 games back right now, you'd be sitting here going, man, we might be 1 or 2 games back by the time we're done that Cardinal series and the deadline actually rolls around. We are buying no matter what. It just sucks that there's such a mishmash of teams and they're just a hair out of it. But the one silver lining, and listen, like I'm someone who plans a trip every year. My wife and I are going in September to go watch 4 Jays games in 4 nights. I don't really want to go with
in Toronto.
In Toronto.
Okay.
I don't really want to go if they're going to be 10 games out and playing a bunch of prospects and all that. So the one thing that I'm holding on to with a bit of hope is the idea that they might buy and sell a bit. If the Varshos and the Gausmans and the Hoffmans are out, maybe you go to the Angels and you get a Soriano or a Detmers and you bring back a pitcher with some control. Maybe there's a shortstop, a young bat out there with control who you can go get. And you do a little bit of both because this team is still a good team. Like Vladdy shouldn't be this bad. Certain parts of this order should not. Alejandro Kirk should get going more at some point. Like you'd like to think that it's some stretch over 162. They're capable of going 9-1 and just really ripping off a heater. And if they do that, maybe September gets interesting again, but I just don't think that's a gamble the front office can take when the prices are looking the way the prices are.
Yeah, we've got Donovan Paulson here on Sports 1440. He's heading out to Toronto. First time seeing a Jays game. He's like, yeah, I got to see Gausman. I don't know if you are. Like, if I'm a team and negotiating a deal with Kevin Gausman, with the Jays, like I'm saying, yeah, scratch him. Like we're not sending him out there, and unfortunately for Donovan, not going to see it. He'll have a good time, but
yeah. And I mean, the last thing you want, look at Shane Bieber the other night. It's like, hey, one more start for the deadline for Bieber, and he walks 6 guys, doesn't get out of the first inning, and it's like, okay, that legitimately might have tanked his trade value.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
I mean, you don't want that to happen either. If Gausman goes and gets hurt or gives up 10 runs, and it's like, ooh, other teams might look and go, actually, it's our number 12 prospect, not our number 9.
Yeah. Which could be big.
Yeah.
That could matter.
Huge.
Ty, Well, I'm going all over the sporting world here.
Well, let's stick on baseball for a second because there's one other element to the trade deadline that's
Sure.
like really, really putting my brain in a pretzel. How are teams handling the fact that there's a looming lockout?
Yeah.
And I do think, like, I saw a video today with Jeff Passan where he was putting like certain percentages on things. And he said there is only a 35% chance that we lose games next year. And he said a 15% chance that there's a salary cap. So that
really,
yeah, like your reaction was my reaction watching the video. I was like, dang, that's low. Like, it feels like the general sporting community is like, we're losing baseball next year. But how do teams handle that? Because if you're the Jays, there really is, like with most things, like a glass half full, glass half empty kind of way to view that. Do you sit there and go, there's no baseball next year, so trade everybody? Rogers has 2 more years left after this one. Okay, well, if there's a lockout next year, by the time we come back, he's 37 years old. Gone. Hoffman, gone. Who knows what Louis Varland is in 2 years? Gone. Like, there is a case to, like, just trade everybody if there's a lockout next year. There's another case that's like, what are you getting all these prospects for? If there's no baseball next year and guys can't play, what do development curves look like? All of this stuff. It's going to be a start from scratch anyways. If there is going to be a salary cap potentially, what would that mean for how you have to construct your team? Maybe if you're the Jays, this is the year or the final year where you have the advantage of being a team that's willing to spend well north of $300 million on payroll and have that big advantage over a lot of other clubs. Like, if that's the case, screw it. Don't sell. Stay all in. Hope you win 10 in a row at some point and get back in this thing. Like, if there's a lockout next year, may as well have some fun in the meantime, because by the time baseball would roll around again in 2028, everyone's going to forget about all this anyways. You won't know who the good prospects are and all that. So I don't know. This lockout, I think, is really going to complicate the deadline. And to the other debate you had, if the Dodgers just go and get Tariq Skubal, then that's just another nail in the, we need a cap kind of conversation.
And why wouldn't they, right?
I mean, if you're the Dodgers, like, as much as everyone hates it, you're not going to be like, oh, we aren't getting him because we're worried what other people think of us. Right? Like, no, you're just going to go do it.
That ship sailed a few years ago. Baseball in Vancouver, that report came out yesterday. To me, it just seems crazy. Selfishly, I'd love it. Like, I'd love to go check out a game in Vancouver. I'm sure there's a lot of loops that they have to get through before they even get to that. And then, there will be the questions of support in Vancouver. We saw the Grizz go out of there. We've seen it in Vancouver with other teams. Do you think this is even a chance that it could be possible?
I do think the baseball community in Lower Mainland BC is strong enough that they'd get behind it. I'd be very curious what Western Canada specifically, like, what do Blue Jays fans in Alberta do if there's a team in Vancouver? Because, like, you imagine a weekend trip. Like, if the Blue Jays were an hour and a half flight away from me, I am such a big Blue Jays fan that I'm not kidding. I might be there once a month. Like, I would just be circling games on the calendar throughout the summer and be like, I'm going for 4 days there, 4 days there, 4 days there, 4 days there. Would other baseball fans look at that Vancouver team and kind of adopt them? Like, I don't think I could ever just turn off my allegiance and my love of the Blue Jays because there's a team in Vancouver. But I bet you there'd be some people who could and would make that more of a weekend. I'm still hesitant on it because if baseball grows 2 teams, which it will at some point in the next 5 years, they're giving Nashville a team. So what's that other spot? Vegas is covered, right? Because the A's are going there. Salt Lake City, is that a possibility? Is that a market that they view as more desirable than Vancouver? Because there's already a team in Seattle. They're already monetizing the Pacific Northwest, and they're already monetizing Canada pretty well. And the other part of it is, behind the scenes, as much as Rogers and Mark Shapiro would come out and never say this publicly, behind the scenes are the Blue Jays nudging Major League Baseball going, hey, Canada's team. Rogers has the TV rights. Rogers gets the coast-to-coast love, and Blue Jays, jerseys sold in all 10 provinces and all the territories. Like, I think behind the scenes, Rogers and that Blue Jays ownership might be going, we're good. No way.
They have Seattle. They have Seattle.
And a lot of people in Vancouver are just Mariners fans. So, like, there's that too, right? Like, I'm sure, again, a lot of people in Vancouver would love to have their own team. You'd be dealing with a lot of fans who'd probably like, oh, no, I'm a Mariners fan still.
Okay, quickly. Bills fan, you and Declan, new uniform. What are we thinking? You make the pre-order, the Josh Allen gray uniform, or what?
The helmet is the worst part.
It's terrible.
You could have done it better if you would have just done a normal-ish helmet. So I hate the helmet. I mean, alternate jerseys are supposed to be like zany and out there a little bit. That's what a good alternate is. And the Nickel City thing, like, I can get behind it, but it's bad when they got to trot out Josh Allen to his press conference to be like, hey, everyone knock it off. I like them.
Yeah.
If I like them, you all have to like them. But they're bad. But on the grand scheme of things, like, the helmet really pushes me in a bad direction. But alternate jersey that they're going to wear once, like, right? Football teams, it's not like they're going to wear them for a quarter of their home games or something like that, or a quarter of their games next year. So I'll suck it up for the weird one game. Last year, remember they had those icy,
the all whites.
Yeah, the all whites, and like the logo had like the ice crystals on it. Those were just as terrible. They just weren't gray, I guess, and they kept the helmet somewhat normal. But yeah, I don't know. I'm the jersey. I'll watch them on TV and be fine with it.
We've seen some bad ones. I know this isn't the thought process for the NFL, but like you trot this out, they've been in the headlines for 3 days. It's like everyone's talking about them.
And 5 years from now, we'll look back on them and be like, those are hilarious. And they'll probably have like some weird cult following because that's how Buffalo operates, where like people will, or they'll win a game with the nickel jersey and they'll explode and be popular or something crazy like that.
I love it. Yeah, and I'm with you though. Like I could have got behind the gray jersey. Yeah. It's the helmet. Just come on, guys.
The one stripe. It's so dumb.
What is it?
There's no logo.
Yeah. And like that Doug Flutie era, that's like, I was a Bills fan for 2 years when Doug Flutie was there. And I was like, that would have been such a clean look.
Yeah.
They can still go back to it, you know, throwback twice a year or whatever it might be. But it was a unique choice, but we'll see. Like
I do think when you have like the color scheme as iconic as like red, white, and blue, you spend so many years playing it safe, and your one alternate is white, your next one's going to be red, and they've always done that, right? They had the red alternate for those few years that just looked like a Patriots jersey that I didn't love, but it's really hard to kind of step out of the box like that hard when your color scheme is like so iconic and you can't really do like other shades and other variations. So whatever, it's a jersey.
And like every team goes black.
Yeah.
So you're trying to do something different.
Yeah, totally.
Ty, you want to stick around for 5 questions?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. We'll take a quick break here. It is Halley. We got Tyler Yaremchuk here, Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan as well on the Gregor Show. Come back with 5 questions. The show brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca
on the Gregor Show,
Gregor to learn more.
Absolutely.
That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit, no credit? We got you. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780-all-7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Kickoff is coming August 1st. Elks, Rough Riders at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. The prehistoric party is back, presented by Purelator Tackle Hunger. Experience family-friendly fun all game long with a dinosaur-themed contest. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need, Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
He came home, and right away I saw that look in his eyes. I knew what was coming. Before I could even speak, he raised his hand
and just kept texting me over and over, asking where I was, who I was with, demanding I respond immediately or I'd regret it. I couldn't escape.
Because he stepped in front of the door and locked it. I had nowhere to go. I was completely cut off.
from my friends and family. He deleted my social accounts, changed my passwords, blocked their numbers. I had no way to reach anyone. And that hurt.
More than you can imagine.
Tech abuse is real abuse. If you or someone you know is using technology to harm or control, change is possible. Learn how to end the violence at alberta.ca/endgbv. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by the Nation Golf Tournament. Friday, August 28th at Millwoods Golf Course. Golf, drinks, swag, food, and fun. Every swing supports Gregor's grads and helps graduates shine on graduation day. Sign up at nationexperiences.ca before it sells out.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
I assume you're cool to do the blind.
The rest, pretty easy. 447, welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Head on over. Make sure you like and subscribe. The show brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Tonight, the lotto, it's $1,000 a day. Tomorrow, Lotto Max. Get your ticket, PlayAlberta.ca, or check out the Gregor Show specials when it comes to sports. And remember to use your game sense. Full studio. 5 of us in here today. 2 Connors. Things you'll have to see. Tyler Yaremchuk. We got Declan Kruger and Mackenzie McLennan as well. But right now, why don't we get into it? 5 questions brought to you by The Brick. And I think I'm actually going to have to take advantage of this sale because we need a new sofa upstairs and The Brick is the spot to be. We got our mattress from Forrest on the St. Albert Trail location and he was unbelievable. So might have to head back to this one. You can come down to The Brick for your chance to win over $1 million in prizes. 1 in 10 will be a winner, and you can score incredible deals on TVs, mattresses, furniture, and more. The Brick, saving you more.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
Okay, question number 1, pretty easy one. Who is better, Leon or Mac?
What an interesting, well,
right? Because I've thought about different avenues for this one. Too.
Yeah. So is it like, who would I want to start a franchise with today? Macklin Celebrini. 115 points last year is hard to deny. And as much as, you know, I'll be someone who says like goals count, whether they're on the power play or at 5-on-5. And, you know, if playing with Connor McDavid on the power play was easy, everybody would be able to slide there and score 50 goals. Like I am someone who does the full-throated defense of Leon Draisaitl whenever people kind of try to take stabs at why he isn't a truly elite player. Like he is. He's one of the top 5 players in the world. But the issue is, I think Macklin Celebrini might be number 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
He had 115 points in his second season. Like that is something only Connor McDavid can like really say he's done over the last 10 years. So I think it might be Macklin. And I think there is probably a really good debate for either side of it right now. If Macklin takes another step forward, I think 12 months from now, like Celebrini doesn't have an MVP yet. Leon has an MVP. Like Leon has scored 50 goals in a season, all of this stuff. I think right now you can still make an argument for why it's Leon with playoff success and all that. I think 12 months from now, you might not be able to. I think if Macklin Celebrini pops off 130 next year, playing with nobody in San Jose, that's the other thing. Second highest scoring player on the team last year when he had 115 points. Will Smith had 59. It's almost half. It's insane. It's probably Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah, I mean, July 30th, right now, I'm going to lean Leon Draisaitl. Probably would have had, well, close to 50 last year had he played in those 17 more games. Goal a game pace, that's pretty tough. But what, 4-time 50 goal score? We are living in today and not the past and what he's done. But with all the elements that he brings, I lean Leon Draisaitl today. But as you say, it might not even be 12 months. It could be in the next 6 months where I'm like, all right, Macklin surpassed him. Like he's top 5 in the NHL. He's unbelievable. And he's 19.
And he's doing it with, again, like another young guy. And then their third best forward is like Alex Wenberg or Tyler Toffoli. Like, again, as much I love Leon Draisaitl, but let's not ignore the fact he gets to play on the best power play in the history of the NHL with the best power play defenseman in the league and then the other best player in the NHL. Like those boost his numbers a lot. If you threw Macklin Celebrini on the Oilers and Leon Draisaitl on the Sharks, what are their point totals?
Exactly.
Probably 115 for Leon and probably 130 some for Macklin.
Yeah. Hard to disagree. And like, yeah, just the way things have gone, how good he's been. It's a really good question. You're starting a franchise, you're taking Macklin.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about that. It's funny because I was like doing the exercise just to wrap up on this one really quickly before question number 2. And I was thinking, like, obviously, when you look at career totality, you're taking Leon, like Macklin, just got here. When you talk about, who you want in their prime, we haven't seen Macklin's prime, but Leon's was pretty special. He accomplished things that a lot of players haven't in the NHL. And then, like, if you're building a player, like a player archetype, I want Leon when I'm looking at size, when I'm looking at, his backhand passes, like things like that. But then there's just still something hanging around in the back of my mind that's like, despite all this, why do I want to say it's Macklin Celebrini? So I think I would say Leon probably for one more year. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And then I think it'd be safe to say, like, I don't think too many people would argue if you want to have Macklin in those conversations. Question number 2, who will be the NHL's first $20 million player?
For me, it's going to be Connor McDavid. I mean, I don't know if he'll actually take that contract. He's going to be up in 2 years here. Will we be at that point where he's eligible to take $20 million?
Guys are eligible to take 20 now.
Yeah.
So like
Cale Makar's up next year.
Yeah, I don't think Cale's getting 20.
Kucherov, he's extension eligible
I thought about
now.
Cooch as like a thanks for taking that $9.5 million for 10 years deal. Like, here's a thank you.
Tax-free state though, so I could see
massive,
him maybe just saying I'm taking 19. It might be Connor. Yeah, I think it probably is Connor if he wants it.
And it could be that thank you for taking 12, like you said,
Yeah.
And I've played with that tax calculator, like you bring up the state tax, like it makes a big difference. So he could take 17 and be fine.
And be doing pretty good. Yeah, the other question, just to spring off that, in 6 years when Macklin Celebrini is UFA eligible, and the cap at that point could be 150, which means league max could be 30. I wrote about this in a piece I went up today at Oilers Nation, but there's only ever been 8 contracts in the history of the NHL that have hit $100 million. In 6 years, if Macklin's eligible to sign a 7-year, $30 million extension, that means we're less than a decade away from getting the first $200 million contract in the NHL, which is kind of crazy. But it's probably Connor to answer your question.
And what's the NBA at that point?
They'll be giving Victor Wembanyama Saudi rigs.
Well, like he'll be $1 million a game, right? Like Wemby will be at 82 million a year.
I think they ran the math. Like the first $1 million player game, they assume it's going to be Cooper Flag on his second max. I think, or something, or maybe his first extension, something like that. Anyway, question number 3: where does Tariq Scuba land?
I will say, so hard to not say Dodgers. So hard to. Like, they have a top 5 farm system in baseball. And they have guys like Emmett Sheehan who they can put in the deal, which if you're the Tigers, you're sitting there going, yeah, a guy we can put right back in our rotation right now and kind of show to our fans, like, look, we weren't ready to give Scooble $400 million, but we got some guys that are playing right now and we filled all these holes. Like, the Dodgers can do it. I am hopeful it is the Brewers. That'll be my other part of the answer. My head says Dodgers. My heart says Brewers.
Part of me just hopes that like other MLB GMs are like, I hate you guys. I'm not helping you anymore. And I want to see you lose. And the Milwaukee Brewers would be the best spot for him to potentially take them down. The Braves come to mind. I don't see why you care about him being out of the division or out of the league, because that doesn't really matter. He's going to be a free agent next year, right? So
him pitching against the Dodgers in like an NLDS to eliminate them with the Brewers would be awesome.
It'd be huge. So I'm going to agree with you. I'll go with the Brewers and hope it happens. And like, does anyone dislike the Brewers?
No,
they're just
lovable Midwestern, all that, right?
Milwaukee, I think that's the dream spot.
Yeah.
Question number 4: if you could build an NHL forward with these 5 traits and not repeat a player, who would you take them from? So you got hands, speed, puck IQ, shooting, and passing. And current day is what I was thinking.
So you can only assign McDavid to one of them.
Yes.
So you want his boots, right?
We're going to agree on that one.
Yeah. Shot, as much as he's maybe fallen out of favor a bit and people will groan, I still think you're taking Austin Matthews if we're just purely going shot. I got puck IQ, Sid. It's still Sid.
Yeah.
So I got the speed of Connor, puck IQ of Sid, the shot of Austin Matthews, the passing, and then what was the final one I'm missing?
Passing and hands.
Passing and hands. Passing, I might go Macklin Celebrini already, just because I've burned Connor and Sid on 2 other ones. And then hands. Is there like a cheeky answer out there for hands? I'm trying to like rattle through a bunch of like high paid players and like, is there someone who's like super good in the shootouts, super dynamic on breakaways? Like the, part of me that's followed the league my whole life, Patrick Kane's always the one that comes to your mind when you think of hands, and his hands are still really good in his late 30s, but I don't think currently he'd be the best answer. Do you have one that jumps out to you for hands? Like Zegras has some filthy hands, but are they like the best? I don't know. I just think he scores like some flashy shootout goals.
And he just seems wrong to be on this list.
Yeah, right. Like I'm not going to be like Connor, Matthews, Celebrini, Crosby, Zegras. That's lame.
Polar bear in Texas.
Man, I used to defend that guy so much.
Zegras?
Yeah.
He's still good. But there was a point where people were treating him like the face of the league, and that was crazy. I got to think on hands. Who's on? Is there anyone that I didn't say that you think?
I mean,
well,
like Patty Kane came to mind,
know,
but he's old.
Yeah.
Feels kind of like a cop-out. Could like, if in his prime, yes.
Like rattling through.
Would you like look at someone on the back end, like Cale Makar?
Yeah, or you know what? I might even do like Celebrini hands and then go like Cale Makar puck IQ or something like that, right?
If I was going to differentiate on shot, and I just had to go look up shooting percentage here, I'm trying to find someone. Wyatt Johnson had a 21.8 shooting percentage and had 45 goals.
Yeah. I think 27 is 45 came on the power play. That's always
that's
Kucherov
true.
for hands. The no move when he was doing that a couple of years ago, I think I might go Kucherov for hands. I think there's even guys in the league who'd probably tell you like he's still wicked tough to play against.
Yeah. I like all those. I mean, like I said, Wyatt Johnson. If I had to take away, man, who'd the Oilers take before him?
God, that was that weird. Yeah, that was that weird COVID draft, right? Where like Wyatt Johnson had like an unreal OHL season, then didn't play and just like randomly fell to the end of the first round. But man, that one Dallas draft, or was it? No, it was a couple drafts before that where Dallas went Ottinger, Robertson, Heiskanen in one draft.
Yeah,
holy smokes.
Throwing in passing, I might throw Leon Draisaitl in there as well. That back end sauce every once in a while is pretty amazing. Other than that, I kind of feel like we have very similar ones. You're not going to go away from Kucherov. You got to have him in there. McDavid for speed, of course.
Pasternak shot over Matthews. There's one that I could like hear a debate on.
That's a great question, Dad.
Yeah, well, for me, funny enough, I actually took Nate Mack's speed just because I wanted to assign hands for Connor. I don't think Nate Mack the skater that Connor is, but he's pretty good. Right. And then I get Connor's hands that way. Shooting, obviously Austin, or maybe not obviously, but I did go Austin Matthews. I was with you, Connor. For passing, I got Leon, and I actually went with Cooch's puck IQ. That's how I wrapped it up. So, question number 5. What is on your Mount Rushmore of hard to spell words? And I don't mean like trying to spell supercalifrag or whatever. Like, I mean like
like you're texting your buddies.
Everyday words that you misspell. Yeah.
Any word where there's like an SC back to back, like conscious. I cannot for the life of me, no matter how many times I do spell it, I'm bad at that one. I'm not bad at restaurant, but I do have to, like, I get it right, but I have to like stop for half a second and think of like, where do the A and the E go at the end? Because there's a part of me that always wants to go like RESTEU, no, and then I get like jumbled up. So conscious, restaurant, asterisk. I'm not that dumb. I do get it right sometimes. What else is there? Common words that I misspell.
We have 2 of the same 4. Conscious and restaurant are there in my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Restaurant's there for me as well.
Yeah.
Restaurant. Like, I never know the A and U. Like, does it go
psychology and all of that? Anything where it's like the PHSY, like those ones will mess me up, even though, like, again, I'm a good speller, so like I'll get them right, but those are the ones where I always have to like stop, think, okay, now we go. Also, autocorrect has kind of like ruined that a little bit for all of us, right? Like, you just got to be in the ballpark and it'll kind of pick it up.
Sometimes I spell it so wrong. I get like I get like Turkish options.
Or you spell it wrong so many times that your autocorrect just gives up on you and is like, he's clearly trying to spell something that I don't know, and it just lets you go and you get the red underline of shame. That's bad.
Nauseous would be one for me. There's another one, like, I just, for whatever, and I don't say I'm nauseous that often, but whenever I do, I'm like, it doesn't look right. It's a stupid one, but kernel.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely typed out like popcorn kernel, and it's like, no, that's not right.
Yeah, you're right on that one.
COLONEL.
Yeah.
The
like
colonel.
the 2 ways of it. That's a good one. Yeah.
Other than that, though, I mean, those are the, like, restaurant's a big one for me. Like, the amount of times where I just have to like delete, like so bad. Autocorrect doesn't even know.
You
Like,
do the double tap and
Yeah.
it's like no suggested word. You're like, come on, I know I'm 2 letters off autocorrect. You got to bail me out a little. Here.
just put in Papa John's first
Yeah.
round. Like, yeah, that's where I'm
Boston
going.
You're like
well,
already pissed off and you got to completely restart.
yeah, I hate that. So those are the ones for me.
I'm trying to become more of a guy where when you spell something wrong and you hit send, you can do the edit.
Mhm.
I don't like the people who waste a text message on correcting the spelling.
Yeah.
Go back in and edit that. Fix your mistakes.
And I do love that you can take a look at what they edited.
Oh, yeah, you can hit
So
the
you can
little
always go
button
see.
underneath.
Yeah, like, well, what
Shame
what
some
did-
people.
Yeah, I mean, geez, I send out a lot of texts every day for booking guests, and occasionally you put the wrong name in, like you copy and paste the message, wrong name. It sucks they can see it. That's a little embarrassing, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm always worried about making that one back in the 1260 days. I remember once I made a mistake because that's just when, again, I don't have the connections yet. So I got to go to the media book, find people's cell phone numbers. And I was trying so hard to find a guest for this one NHL team, right? So I'm sending text, looking in the book, sending text. And someone texted back and they were like, that is not me. And I was like, oh crap. Then I went and looked. I'll tell you the names after.
Was it Carolina?
No,
No?
it was a Canadian city. And they go, that is not me, not interested. And I was like, ooh, that sucks. There was a baseball reporter once with the last name Justice. And since I had baseball on the brain, I typed their first name as David instead of what their actual first name was. And they gave me like a real snarky text back being like, you should get my name right if you're going to text me. And I was like, oh, you're 20 years old and you're like crushed, like ruins your night. You're like, I'm such an idiot. And now in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I literally do not care what that baseball reporter in the US thinks of me.
Dude, I texted a baseball reporter who had just lost his job.
Oh.
And he let me know.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was bad.
I'm very scared of making a mistake like that. So my first thing, especially making sure someone still covers that same team, I always do a quick run on the Twitter to be like, still on the same team, employed, check, send text.
I've texted 2 people who have passed away.
No.
Yeah. And their wives have responded.
Oh.
Yeah. And the one, it was Scott Miller, covered Major League Baseball for a long time. Like one of our favorites. Was one of the best guys.
Passed.
Me neither. And his wife replied, and it was so nice. Like, hey, he loved coming on with you guys. You know, don't worry about it. I felt so bad. I was like, how did I not know this? So
I never saw like anything online. How many years ago did he pass?
Last year.
Wow.
Just recently.
That's really sad.
Yeah. And he was unbelievable. Like, we loved having him on. He was such a good guest. And then to hear that was obviously terrible, you know. I'm like, oh geez, I hope I didn't open up a wound or anything. But his wife was amazing. So, you know, it kind of comforted me.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. But yeah, that was the second time that happened. So it's
bad.
Yeah, booking problem, I suppose.
Yeah, that is a problem very unique to our industry.
100%. Well, Ty, thanks for coming in today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Love being in, boys.
Maybe we'll do it again in a few weeks. I think I'm back hosting in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, when I'm back from vacation, we'll definitely do it up.
Where are you headed?
I'm doing a big golf trip with my wife. So we're going to start we're going to play Crow's Nest Past on the drive down. We're going to stay in Cranbrook for a few days. Then we're going to go to Invermere Panorama, play Grey Wolf a couple times. So we're golf sickos. We're going to play like 8 or 9 times in the 10 days we're gone. It's going to be great.
Have fun.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get to Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet. And then we're going to talk a little Washington Capitals as well, plus Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. But first, an update with Declan Kruger, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Employee pricing is on now. You pay what they pay. Get a great deal at Northgate for this month only. Shop at northgategm.com.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Scores around the majors. Marlins and Mets had 0-0 in at the top of the first with a rain delay. Final sweep today saw the Rays over the Rangers 3-2, Twins over the Royals 4-3, White Sox over the Yankees 2-1 in extras, and the Cubs over the Cards 4-2 in extras as well. Nats and Braves set to go in just a couple minutes here, as well as the Pirates and the Reds. And in the sporting world, Chris Olave signing a 4-year, $132 million deal with the New Orleans Saints, $90 million guaranteed. While in international sport, the IIHF says Russia will remain barred from 4 World Championship tournaments in 2027, while 55 UEFA member nations are set to boycott all FIFA competitions amid a World Cup private equity plan. I'm Declan Kruger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Gregor for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Come on down to the Brick for your chance to win over $1 million in prizes. They're giving away mattresses, appliances, big screen TVs, and more. No purchase necessary. 1 in 10 will be a winner. Plus, the Price is Right live event kicks off with incredible 5-day deals, like save $70 on a 32-inch 1080p QLED TV. The low cost at just $129. Thursday through Monday only. Some conditions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees at participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Love Pro Wrestling. It's the only place you'll find lumberjacks, short kings, mad lads, and a high-flying goose. LPW 50, no regrets, hits the Rec Room South Edmonton Common Friday, July 31st. See LPW Grand Champion T.Y. Jackson face his toughest challenge. God's gift to wrestling, MRB. Whether it's a family outing, date night, or drinks with friends, check out Edmonton's wildest party at Love Pro Wrestling. Tickets available now at tixart.com/Love Wrestling.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV with an unfortunate reality of buying an RV new. If you finance the whole thing, you'll owe more than your new RV is worth for like a long time.
In the credit world, they call that upside down on your loan.
That's right, Bob. Same with new cars. You lose about a third of the value when it rolls off the lot, which puts you upside down in a big way. And that's a dangerous place to be because customers want to sell it and pay off the loan, then realize it's not possible. Sometimes people are so angry about that, they give us bad reviews because we can't help them.
Used buyers don't have that problem.
It's why I love used RVs so much, Bob. You pay fair market value for a quality used RV at No Bull, and it's still worth that much when it leaves the lot. Even if you finance the whole thing, in most cases, you're right side up for the whole term, which gives you options and flexibility later.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by 01 Athletic Care, Edmonton's multidisciplinary health clinic at West Edmonton Mall. Physicians, physio, massage, sports psychology, and more. One team, one roof, one plan. Book now at 01.ca. That's ZERONE.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
And went a little long with Tyler Yaremchuk there. Apologies to Mark Spector. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca tonight. $1,000 a day. Tomorrow you got the Lotto Max. Plus, if you head over to the sports section, you got the Jason Gregor Show specials with odds boosted. Check it out, PlayAlberta.ca. And remember to always use your game sense. So right now we will get to the Spec Report brought to you by GS Construction. They are hiring operators, pipe layers, and top men. Work for a fantastic company that loves to promote from within with great benefits. They're also huge sports fans. Apply at gsconstruction.ca. Search careers. Spec, good afternoon. Apologies for keeping you waiting. How are you doing today?
Oh, pretty fair. It sounds like you guys are having a good conversation there. So I was just sitting back here listening, man, waiting for all the magic to come to a close.
You know, when Tyler Yaremchuk offers to come in studio, you take him up on that and you keep him around for 5 questions. So
See, I would lock the doors. I would lock the doors if you personally.
You just respectfully decline. He left his pop here as well, so we have to, demo into that one as well. Spec, we had Chris Morris earlier on today on the show, and just kind of talking about the things that they've done. Now, you've been in this city covering sports for a long time, a lot of different sports. I don't think I've seen a team that was as low as the Edmonton Elks, going back to 2019 and then into COVID and coming out of it. There was just nothing going right off the field. They were losing fans, they were making weird comments, losing football games. And to see what Chris Morris and company have done in the last 2 seasons, it's pretty incredible the turnaround they've had in such a short time.
Yeah, it really is. And it's a success story, and it's a more than welcome. This is, Edmonton very much, it really mirrors the decade of darkness. It didn't last as long, but the Oilers, a historic franchise in Canada that had won many Stanley Cups and had a reputation for some of the best teams that ever played the game. They went 10 years and they were a disaster, and they said the wrong things, and they did stupid things, and they made bad trades, and they did everything wrong and came out of it. And now it's the Elks' turn. And I'd say to you that the Eskimos are, I've always said, if you list the top 5 professional sports franchises in the history of Canada in terms of tradition and winning and a place in Canadian professional sports history, the Edmonton Eskimos are probably top 3 or 4 in my books in terms of all the championships won and all the years they've been doing this since the 40s and all that. So for the Elks to, emerge from their decade of darkness with this sort of being this organized, having this good a team, putting on this good a show with people that we respect as much as Ed Hervey and Chris Morris and everybody, I think it's just awesome. It's long overdue, and I think everybody's happy to see it.
We today, for our little giveaway for Elks tickets, we talked about your favorite memory. Yesterday we did favorite player. Today we did favorite memory. I know yesterday you had some good ones. So if we had to ask you this time, favorite memory from the Elks or Eskimos era, did anything stand out?
Ooh, favorite memory. Well, that's a tough one to think of off the top.
There's been a few.
I was a little kid in the Knothole gang, man. So I can say I've seen a lot of Eskimos / Elks football in my life and been better for it. So favorite memory. I remember, it's got to be something around Grey Cups. I'm trying to think of, we talked yesterday about that one Grey Cup against Ottawa where they were down by like 20 points at the half. It came back and won. I'd say to you, as a little kid, I can remember there was a real hot running back. I think he came out of the University of Nebraska, if I'm not mistaken, a guy named Johnny Rogers. If he means anything to you, but he was like the best thing ever coming out of the NCAA, and he crapped out in the NFL somehow or other. And he came up with the Alouettes and came to town, and he was a great return man, and he was a really good player. Died young, but I remember him facing off against Larry Highbaugh. It was a battle of the return guys, and there was a game at Old Clark Stadium, man, where everybody came to see it. The 2 fastest guys in the league, and I just remember the spectacle. Right, it was a big deal. I don't know. I don't have a memory. My life is filled, my Eskimos life is filled with things like Dieter Brock coming to town with Winnipeg. Ron Lancaster and George Reed were so good. BC was the guys like Joe Forqueen, and I don't know. I don't have all those. I watched every minute of every one of those Grey Cups. Does one stand out over the other? I'm not really sure one does. What about you?
For me, like the 2005 team was always good. I got into this team when it was like Ed Hervey, Terry Vaughn, Mookie Mitchell came there in free agency. They also had Mike Pringle who came over in free agency. Who else did I get into? Jason Tucker, like those receivers made me want to play football, right? Like just how good they were. So
Jason
watching
Tucker was
those
a
guys,
great receiver.
yeah, 100%. Like when they threw that corner out, I was season tickets upper section Y. We were celebrating when the ball left Ricky Ray's hands. Like it was automatic. That's how good they were. So watching those guys for sure would be kind of the memory for me. And then just, the good times had at Commonwealth Stadium. So keep those coming in here. We'll give more tickets away to the game on Saturday. And it's funny, you were talking about the player from Nebraska, played for the Alouettes, died young. Lawrence Phillips came to mind for me because he fit all those categories. Didn't work out in the NFL, was a 6th overall pick back in the day. So, yeah, there's a few players that unfortunately didn't pan out making their jump to the Canadian Football League. As Mark Spector joins us here on the Jason Gregor Show, Connor Halley sitting in. Mark, looking at the Major League Baseball trade deadline, I know the Jays are probably going to make some moves, and we'll get into that, but Tarek Skubal is expected to be traded. A lot of people think the Dodgers, Ty and I were talking about, how the Brewers would be a good addition. Just, for someone to say like, no, we're going to trade you to someone else, and maybe you take down the Dodgers. But where do you think he ends up?
I think he should go to the Cubs. That's what I think.
Who do you cheer for again? Yeah.
What I'd like to see is, I mean, first of all, it's not up to the player. The team's trading him, right?
Yeah.
So really, the teams don't care. Like, they're not emotional. They don't care about the Dodgers always getting the good player. I'd love to see a Milwaukee or a Cubs or anybody but the Dodgers get them. I think we're all, getting a little tired of, like, I respect the Dodgers. They've built a great franchise. They've always been historically successful and all that, but their economic might at this point is starting to make baseball a little boring. They're not just winning because they're a good organization. They're winning because they got more money, right? And no one loves that. So, I'd love to see them end up in a place like Texas or, where, like you say, Milwaukee. It'd be awesome if Skubal went there. He's got to be the best arm on the market here at the trade deadline. And I'm kind of anyone but the Dodgers at this point. I'm a little tired of watching the Dodgers win. I'm cheering for anyone else now. Am I in the minority? I don't think I am.
No, not at all. Like, I don't think there's a Major League Baseball fan out there, especially this past offseason, continually adding these arms and then, going out and giving Shohei $70 million and the deferred payments. I think, give them credit. They've built a special program and players want to go there. But my goodness, when you just look around the salary around the Major League Baseball and how much they're paying these guys and finding ways to make it work, like, they don't need any more help. They don't need other teams to give more money or give them more players.
A little guy like Milwaukee's totally the other end of the spectrum. They build a good team every year just through a solid organization and good scouting and development and proper coaching and savvy trades. And like, Milwaukee is not a rich ball team, right? In fact, they're just down the street from the Cubs that have infinitely more economic might than the Brewers do. And they're 6 or 7 games up in the Cubs in the NL. So I always have a spot for the little guy, and I think a lot of people do. And right now, I would say to you that the best little guys got to be the Milwaukee Brewers, aren't they?
I would totally agree. And yeah, I don't think there's too many people out there that, dislike them, have any ill will towards them. And they're 19th in spending in Major League Baseball at $152 million. Meanwhile, the Dodgers at 301. So essentially, twice the payroll they have there. The Mets actually leading the way with a 46-63 record at $328 million.
And they're so far out of it, they're not even close to the wild card race, correct?
Yeah. So the Dodgers have built a great thing. Like we said, you give them credit for that, but having that payroll has certainly helped them go a long way. And yeah, I think we're all probably rooting on the Brewers here as well. Spec, just a couple more before we let you go here. Tonight in the CFL, we've got a rookie quarterback making his first career start in Caden Salter for the BC Lions. They're probably just praying, doing whatever they can, voodoo potentially, to get Nathan Rourke back and ready to go. But, without looking too much into the individual player, going from playing your whole career down south, coming to the Canadian game, only having a training camp and, practices throughout the week. And we know backups don't typically get a lot of reps with the starters in practice. You want that to go to QB1. In Winnipeg, or taking on Winnipeg, like this could be a tough one.
Listen, this is a sort of the microcosm, or this is in practice. The guys who come from the States, Eddie Steele always talks about this. All the guys he's known who are hot shots in the States and played in major NCAA markets like Florida or USC or Texas, who come to Canada and think, this is going to be easy. I'm just going to spend a little time here until I get back to the NFL. And so many of those guys have, I'm not saying this about the BC quarterback, I'm not telling you that's how he thinks, but you talked about my memories as a kid. My memories are guys like Vince Ferragamo coming up from the Rams to the Alouettes, and the Eskimos beating them like 52-6. A guy named Tom Cousineau, a really high draft pick linebacker, I believe by Cleveland, came up to the Alouettes. Played a while in the league, but Danny Kepley was so much better than him. It was 100 miles between those two players. So my point is, many, many, many American guys have come up to CFL and found out that it's a way tougher league than they thought it was. And I got the game on here. I'm going to watch this game tonight, and I'll cheer for the kid. I hope he does well. I got nothing against him, but if you think you're going to walk in as a rookie and just take a CFL defense apart, well, turn on your tube on TSN tonight and watch. I don't think you're going to watch that happen, frankly.
No, it's a game you got to learn. Unless you're Gavin Meyer, the Elks defensive lineman, in 2 games is 2 interceptions. For some guys it's easy, I guess.
Oh yeah,
the ball magnet.
2 picks as a defensive lineman. That's crazy, man.
It's incredible. Spec, thanks for doing this today. Appreciate it. We'll chat tomorrow.
All right, sounds good, Connor.
There you go. Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet. And it is funny. Gavin Meyer, defensive lineman, 6'3", 290, 2 interceptions in 2 games. He was being praised in camp. People really liked him. I don't think this was why, but awesome stats there for Meyer, and awesome chat with Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll talk a little Washington Capitals, because their offseason has been interesting. They've made some moves, I think, in an effort potentially to keep their captain happy. We'll dive into that next. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicks things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 air conditioning install company for lovers, because it's been a while since you kissed her tender lips or felt his warm embrace, because it's too hot for love. But you can rekindle that fire with AC from Legacy, with no payments and no interest for 1 year. Your legacy of love will grow stronger, because with AC from Legacy, it's never too hot for love.
Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience, where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town. Not sure what wheels fit your vehicle? Evolve Wheels and Tires gives you honest advice from enthusiasts who know fitment inside and out. Whether it's your truck, SUV, or sports car, they have you covered. Evolve Wheels and Tires, Edmonton's premium wheel specialists. Evolve your ride. Evolve your experience.
You probably know Stingray for radio advertising.
What about digital advertising?
Yeah, we do that.
Connected TV?
We do that.
Search and social?
And that.
Programmatic? Digital out of home?
We do it all. Endless digital platforms to connect your business to more customers, to intrigue them, engage them, so they choose your product or service. Get started now at stingraymediasolutions.com and let us help your business grow. We are Stingray. That's what we do.
Hi, Edmonton. The legend has been reimagined. Check out the all-new 2026 Subaru Outback. With Subaru's legendary symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, impressive cargo versatility, advanced safety technology, and an IIHS top safety pick award or higher for 17 consecutive years, the Outback delivers confidence wherever adventure takes you. Whether it's the daily drive, the mountain getaway, or anything in between, the all-new Outback is built for the journey. Test drive it today at your local Subaru dealer. Welcome to Uncommon.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
You've got better things to do than wait for an oil change. Jiffy Lube gets you in and out fast. No appointment necessary. All you have to do is roll into a location near you, and we'll take care of the rest. Every full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube is warranty approved and comes with a 20-point visual inspection, making sure you get back on the road safely. Find your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. Visit jiffylubeservice.ca.
Not sure what wheels fit your vehicle? Evolve Wheels and Tires gives you honest advice from enthusiasts who know fitment inside and out. Whether it's your truck, SUV, or sports car, they have you covered. Evolve Wheels and Tires, Edmonton's premium wheel specialists. Evolve your ride. Evolve your experience.
You probably know Stingray for radio advertising.
What about digital advertising?
Yeah, we do that.
Connected TV?
We do that.
Search and social?
And that.
Programmatic? Digital out of home?
We do it all. Endless digital platforms to connect your business to more customers, to intrigue them, engage them, so they choose your product or service. Get started now at stingraymediasolutions.com and let us help your business grow. We are Stingray. That's what we do.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Get the Gregor special. Enjoy 20% off any regular menu price order. Enter promo code Gregor at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
No, it's like my. It's 5:29. Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Check it out tonight. $1,000 a day. Got to get your ticket though. The Lotto Max tomorrow as well, estimated 15 million. And also you can go to the sports, check out the Jason Gregor Show special. Remember to use your game sense. Connor Halley here with Declan Kruger and Mackenzie McLennan, the Sports 1440 studios. Right now, let's go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's. Welcome to cone season at McDonald's. Vanilla cones are just $1 each plus tax all summer long, exclusively at McDonald's through the app. Download the app and enjoy $1 cones only at McDonald's in Canada. As we head out to Washington, D.C. to take a look at the Capitals, as we are joined by Sammy Silver, covers the team for the Hockey News. Sammy, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I appreciate you coming on the show today. How's the summer been so far? Have you been able to get away and enjoy the off season?
Yeah, thanks for having me. No, it's been good. I've been playing a lot of hockey. There's not a lot of, permanent goalies. I have a new team, so I'm actually at the rink right now and in gear talking to you guys. So get on right after this call. So it's been fun, but still, keeping busy with the Caps, and luckily they've kept me busy this off season. So
Yeah,
it's been a ride.
No kidding. So hard out. That's because puck drop. That makes a lot of sense. We'll make sure we don't keep you too long here. Are you getting called around? Because we've got a few people at the studio that are beer league goalies, and they'll just get a call random. Hey, can you come out tonight? Is that kind of the life of it for you as well?
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like being like a mercenary in like a video game, it's like they send you on different quest lines. Like they just give you a call, hey, it's you or an empty net. And I'm like, that's a really reassuring way of putting it. I would love to play. But I have my own team. So shout out to the Sioux. They're a great bunch. And we have a fun game tonight. So should be a good time. All right. Well, we won't keep you too long here, but let's dive into it. The Washington Capitals this offseason making some moves. And when I first saw, Jordan Kyrou getting the offer, and then all of a sudden you got Boone Jenner. And I kind of was just thinking this has to be a move to one, entice Alexander Ovechkin to come back for another year and, know they're going to make another run. Alex Tuch as well. But at the same time, if he says no, you got to have some players ready to go and keep this team competitive. So what did you think of this offseason and the moves that the team made? Yeah, I thought it was really important for Chris Patrick to have a big offseason here, not just to, bring in a couple big names, regardless of what, Alex decides, but in the sense of finding balance, right? I think that they really saw last season, just missing out on the playoffs, how much they need to be able to consistently roll four lines and to be able to have a threat on all four lines and to be able to mix that youth and those rising stars and those prospects that they have with some veterans and core members and big names to be a contender, especially, if Ovi's coming back and you want to send him off into the sunset with a legitimate chance, right? So I think it depended a little bit on that, but it's also, Patrick putting his foot down and being like, all right, we want to keep that winning window open regardless of Ovi. We showed flashes of what we can do. We had a great year, 24, 25, dropped off this past year. What do we need? We need consistency and balance, and that's exactly what they were able to do. Yeah, heck of an offseason for them. Really looking forward to seeing when they hit the ice later on in September here. So when I watched from afar, I couldn't be much further from Alexander Ovechkin, but I saw the photos after games. I think he had his kids taking a picture with Connor McDavid, and I thought this was going to be it. Obviously not. He does return for another year at least. How close do you think he was to hanging him up and maybe going back to Russia playing in the KHL? Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know him, on a super personal level, but having gotten to know him over the last decade of covering him and being around him and just seeing the way he goes about himself and how much he loves this game and loves scoring goals and loves when his teammates score goals and how much they love him too. I never really thought he was going to be done. I'm sure that he was thinking about it and, talking with his family. I'm sure he went through the steps and all consideration, his health and everything like that. But that man lives and breathes hockey, and I think it would take quite a bit to pull him away. And, I'm looking at him and I'm like, okay, you had 30 goals last season, 64 points. You still led, the team in scoring. It's not like you're puttering your way to the end here. You're still a top contributor. So I think the cards were on the table for him to come back. And, it was just a matter of, okay, are we going to do 1 year and see how it goes? Do you want to stay for longer maybe? What's the cap hit going to be? And once they handled that, I think he said it took about 10 minutes. So I didn't really think he was going to leave. And then I'm pretty happy, that he didn't and the decisions made so that they can stop asking me because yeah, lots of people coming up to you in grocery stores at the rink and everything asking me about Ovi. And I'm like, I don't know. So, so yeah, I personally, I felt like he was going to come back. Right on. Sammy Silver joining us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Connor Halley sitting in. I'm on Daily Faceoff here, just looking at the lineup here. They have him slotted in at third line left wing with Boone Jenner and Ryan Leonard. Do you think that's accurate? And obviously things are going to change throughout the regular season, but could you see him in a third line role? I could see him in a third line role. I don't know if those will be the exact line mates. I think you look at the depth and the influx of players that were brought in, and when you look at the young guys who are still, there, like Justin Sorda, Ilya Protas coming in, Ryan Leonard, but then you also look at Tom Wilson and Alex Tuch and Jordan Kyrou now, who, are coming in, and then Jenner obviously can play center of the wing. I think that they see Ilya Protas more in that center role. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ovi got some time with him, or, we can see if the Dylan Strome connection comes back. But I think it's going to be an interesting spot for Washington with the depth that they have, that, like we talked about earlier in the call, there's going to be balance in the ability to run all four lines. And with that, it means that people will get their minutes, but minutes are also going to come down, across the board. So it's not going to be relying just on Ovi for 20 minutes a night. It'll be like, okay, 14 minutes a night, we get the most out of him. We get some power play time with him, but we can also utilize Kyrou for that amount of time, Wilson for that amount of time, Tuck for that amount of time. And I think he's open to seeing his role be on the third line. He wants to do what it takes to help the team win, and whatever combinations work. I mean, you can call it the third line, but he'll get his minutes. So I think it's a good balance, and he'll have some good line mates.
100%. I mean, I on paper, I love that line, and just the versatility with this team, moving guys up and down the lineup. There's so much you can do. The second line they have here is Alexi Protas and Tom Wilson with Pierre-Luc Dubois. I mean, that might be the biggest line I've ever seen. Just night in, night out. How fun is it to watch guys like Protas and Wilson? Just like, they're massive humans.
Oh, it's so fun to watch them on the ice every night. I mean, especially when they roll out line like that. And then last year, I think you had Little Pro come up and he was centering, Big Pro and Willie in that line. I think was like a combined ton of weight on the second line. So it's fun to watch. I mean, obviously Tom Wilson is such a unicorn out there, and he's able to, hit, drop the gloves, chirp, get under guys' skin, but he's also able to shoot the puck. He can make insane passes, great plays. He's an excellent skater too. And I mean, the same for Protas. He's like a machine at 5-on-5. And seeing what he can do at even strength, and the way he thinks the game and is able to make plays seemingly out of nowhere. It's so fun watching those guys on the ice, and then off the ice. Obviously, they're wonderful people and fun to chat with and get to know a little bit. And it's a lot of fun watching Washington's group, and I can't wait to see what they do this season.
Yeah, that's incredible. The Protas brothers, I mean, what did their parents feed them growing up? Just giants. And then, you go to the back end as well, and they signed Vinny Desharnais, a player that a lot of Oilers fans are very familiar with, a guy who's a fan favorite in our city. What do you make of the blue line going into the season?
Yeah, no, I think Vinny's already a fan favorite here. I think he's had one presser. He's quite a character. I think it was a good signing. I think you look at the Caps blue line, you look at the left side, and you have, Jacob Chychrun and Cole Hudson making up that top four offense, and then Marty Farivari being able to play that shutdown guy to round out that left side. But you look at the right, and Rasmus Sandin, who he was great switching there last season, but he's on the shelf until probably January with, ACL surgery and all that. You saw Trevor Van Riemsdyk leave this past offseason. So yeah, Matt Roy is your top pairing guy, but beyond that, it was Liljegren and McElrath, which is great, but they haven't played top 4 minutes, on a established basis at the NHL level. So I think you need another guy who knows his role, and that's what the Caps really want in him, is a defensive-minded defenseman who, isn't going to make the pretty flashy plays, but he'll shut things down. He has the size and reach. He fits the Caps, MO back there, but also he can complement young guys like Hudson and Chychrun and really open them up to really showcase their offense. So I think that was a really important signing for them. And then just from a culture standpoint, what he brings to the table in the room, he's just such a fun-loving guy and such a personality, and willing to stick up for his teammates and willing to work his butt off. As he said, I mean, he used a different word than butt, but it's radio. But yeah, no, it's, I think they got a good one, and it's easy to see why he's a fan favorite in Edmonton. I think the Caps are going to love him here.
Yeah, we had him on in studio. A couple F-bombs were dropped, and we don't have the delay button. So yeah, it made it a little challenging for us. But no, he's a beauty, and I'm sure he'll be a fan favorite no matter what. So we've kind of hyped up the team here. Before we let you go, what are the challenges you think for this team in the upcoming season?
Yeah, I think it's playing more than just your size, right? I think you saw Washington really bulk up in the sense that they're the biggest team and the heaviest team. I think they're the tallest and heaviest on average now, if I'm not mistaken, and that's great. It means that you're going to take up a lot of space out there and be able to play physical, but you also got to remember that speed and the technicality and the skill that comes with playing some of these opponents like the Carolina Hurricanes and the Tampa Bay Lightning and those types of teams that have that speed, you know, being able to match that. And I think having Kyrou in the mix, having Tuck come in and able to play multiple roles and be a jack of all trades kind of guy, and seeing Boone Jenner's grit and versatility and the veteran leadership they brought in from that aspect will really be able to bulk them up in that sense. They just need to show that they can keep pace and that they still have speed, and that's about finding consistency and going from there. And also just not counting your eggs before they hatch kind of thing, you know?
Oh, totally. Sammy, thanks so much for doing this today. Really appreciate it, and good luck in your game tonight.
Thank you. I'll probably get lit up, but I appreciate it.
Have a good one. There you go. Sammy Silver. Give some advice. Keep your eye on the puck. Yeah, you're a goalie. I'm not. I don't know why I would say that, but glad to have Sammy join us here on the show. And she's right. Like, this Capitals team, you go to their website and you just scroll through, and Pierre-Luc Dubois, 6'4", 220. Ovi, 6'3", 240. Which protest do you want to do first? Alexei, 6'6", 250. Ilya, 6'6", 225. Dylan Strome, 6'4", 200. Alex Tuck, 6'4", 220. Tom Wilson, 6'4", 225. Vinny Desharnais, 6'7", 225. Dylan McGrath, 6'5", 240. Matt Roy, 6'2", 220. Then they have very few guys. Rasmus Sandin, Cole Hudson, only players on the back end under 6 feet, and up front, Anthony Beauvillier is the only player under 6 feet. Declan, you and I wouldn't make that team. You either, Max. Sorry.
I know. I wasn't even close.
Yeah. I'm not
never had a shot.
Never had a chance. They wouldn't even look at me. That's absolute beast of a team. Now, that doesn't mean wins, but that is a pretty good group. No, we got some text coming in here. I had mentioned that, unfortunately had interaction where I tried to book a guest and unfortunately they had passed away. Calling and texting, hey guys, I used to sell cars. I had a customer come in looking for a truck. Called him a few days later to follow up. His wife told me he passed. Not what you're expecting to hear. That's a tough call. Yeah, I mean, that would also be a bad one. We got a text here also just from Phil. Johnny Rogers still alive, 75. I kind of thought it might be Lawrence Phillips. I thought that might have been who he was thinking of. But then again, Johnny Rogers also came in from Nebraska, played running back, a former first-round pick. Like, they had some similarities. But yeah, Phil has passed away. Johnny Rogers is still alive. Phil, thank you for the confirmation. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll return. We'll have the 2-minute warning with Cam Tate. We'll take some more texts and wrap up this show. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Declan Kruger, Mackenzie McLennan with you, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta-exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
Hey there, it's Brandon Douglas from Sports 1440. I was tired of slow, unreliable internet connections, so I signed up for Starlink. It's fast, reliable even in bad weather, and has made streaming for movie nights and online gaming so much better. The summer doesn't mean a break from watching sports, and I've been streaming all the games seamlessly when at the family farm, despite the remote location. If you're ready for a better internet experience, you can order online in 2 minutes at starlink.com/radio or call 1-888-GO-STARLINK.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Come on down to the Brick for your chance to win over $1 million in prizes. They're giving away mattresses, appliances, big screen TVs, and more. No purchase necessary. 1 in 10 will be a winner. Plus, the Price is Right live event kicks off with incredible 5-day deals like save $70 on a 32-inch 1080p QLED TV below cost at just $129. Thursday through Monday only. Some conditions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
We were at a party with some friends. I was having fun. He wasn't. He gave me a look, grabbed my arm, squeezed, then yanked me towards
the front door. Was under his watch 24/7. He didn't install a doorbell camera for safety. He did it to control me, to track me, to keep me at home. Right where he
got inches from my face and started yelling, asking, "Why do you smile at other guys so much?" I rubbed the marks on my arm. I still felt his fingers digging
into my bank accounts. He changed my passwords, locked my cards, said I couldn't be trusted with my own money. It hurt.
More than you can imagine.
Tech abuse is real abuse. If you or someone you know is using technology to harm or control, change is possible. Learn how to end the violence at alberta.ca/endgbv. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 air conditioning install company for lovers, because it's been a while since you kissed her tender lips or felt his warm embrace, because it's too hot for love. But you can rekindle that fire with AC from Legacy, with no payments and no interest for 1 year. Your legacy of love will grow stronger, because with AC from Legacy, it's never too hot for love.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantor. Made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at www.cantor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show with guest host Connor Halley. This is Sports 1440.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Why didn't you take your... Both you guys. 548, welcome back. It is the Jason Gregor Show here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Tonight, it's Grand Day. Tomorrow, the Lotto Max, estimated $15 million. Get your tickets. PlayAlberta.ca. We've also got the daily specials as well. Just remember, got to use your game sense. Got to be smart out there. Coming up following the Jason Gregor Show, it'll be Fox Sports Radio all night long. Brandon Douglas back tomorrow morning, sitting in for Tom Gazzola on the TG Show. And then we'll do it all over again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. The same crew, same time. Want to give a quick shout out to our winners today, Mason and Bridget. They're going to be going to the game over the weekend, Elks and Riders. If my math is correct, we got a couple more pairs we'll be giving away tomorrow and parking passes. So that's a big one. That's actually the grand prize. We'll do it. We'll probably do something very similar. I don't want to do, we could do trivia, but I also just like to let everyone have a fair chance and get the opportunity. So we'll see how it goes. Could be trivia, but we'll figure it out tomorrow. Right now, though, why don't we get to Cam Tate's 2-minute warning, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No OT charges, furnace repair, and maintenance. You can do it now with LegacyHeating.ca. And of course, every day here on the Jason Gregor Show, we do the 2-minute warning. Let's get to it right now.
To open or not to open? That is the question for Saturday's game. And to settle it, we're bringing in the guy we call Billy Shakes. So, ever notice every sentence these days begins with so? So, let's say the Elks make an announcement tomorrow, Friday, the Friday in our week. A big sale, if you will. because that's what they do, right? Sell tickets. Call it the SSS, Sky, because that upper deck's reaching for it. Saskatchewan, well, that one's kind of obvious. And sail. Just a thought. So, our favorite word this morning, so. So get this, the prices, cheap, affordable. But here's the exciting part, folks. The run back all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, impact, 50%. Half goes straight to minor football. Half the ticket price of the SSS sale right back into the kids playing this game. Cheap seats, big impact, huge win. So what do you think about that, buddy? Cam and Eggs, Sports, 1440.
Eggs.
That's not the 2-minute warning. That was Cam and Eggs.
Did Cam send us the wrong file?
I think it's safe to say he did because that was Cam and Eggs.
Is he trying to catch us snoozing?
You want to know something else crazy?
What?
You know how this works. He sends the file, you download it to the computer, you put it in Audition. When I downloaded it, it was the second edition of that file. And I was like, hey, that's pretty weird. Why would this already exist on that computer? And then I double checked with the one I got yesterday, make sure it was different. It all was. But now we know that was the Cam and Eggs from this morning.
Well, in case you missed it this morning, here it is. If Taylor sends us the updated edition of the 2-minute warning soon, we'll throw that up so you guys can listen to it on Apple, Google, Spotify, our website, jasongregor.com. But he's got to get it going quickly here. We do have some good stories coming in just from people who, you know, their best memories going to an Elks or Eskimos game from the past. Hollywood J says, boys, my first Eskimos game. Gizmo runs a kickoff, return for a touchdown, comes to the knothole gang, points to me, and then gives the ball to my best friend. My favorite and almost heartbreaking moment of life. Hollywood J points to you, gives the ball to your friend. Bob says, here's a memory. Gizmo chants as soon as the third and punt situation came up against any team in the whole league. The whole stadium would have a buzz. Yeah, Bob. Like, it had to be like something, nothing else. Like, because, hey, Winston October, Tony Tompkins, there's been some good return man for the green and gold, but nobody was Gizmo. Number 2, the Giz. We loved him as kids, but I didn't really appreciate, you know, the greatness, I suppose. So to be there and experience that, to feel that buzz, I imagine would be pretty incredible. 1-833-401-1440. Cindy says, my favorite memory was my son, the kickoff kid and the Furby 4. Yeah, they used to have one kid and he would go, well, I think they still do it, picking up the tee. And he'd send in a picture with the group with Randy Furby and company. I had to zoom in on the shoes. His shoes took me back to the early 2000s, I want to say. They look like Osiris's big clunky shoes that we used to wear back in the day. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of good memories for sure. We'll do it again tomorrow. Like I said, we don't know necessarily what we'll do. Bridget and Mason, congratulations. You guys are going to the game. Check your email. The tickets should be arriving shortly, and enjoy it. It's going to be a really good game. In case you missed anything on the show today, make sure you go check out our website, jasongregor.com, or head over to anywhere you get your podcast from. You can watch the show on YouTube. We had Chris Morris, Elks president, on this show. He was fantastic. David Owens. No, it was Stephen Bazan today. Came by from Sherbrooke Liquor. We did the NFL report. Livingston, Yaremchuk came in for a couple segments. We had Speck and Sammy Silver from the Hockey News, and Cam Tate's Cam and Eggs. We'll try to get the 2-minute warning up if it gets sent into us in time, but we'll have to see what happens tomorrow and make sure we get that right file rolling in here. Brad's favorite memory, Carnival of Champions. Another good one. That music, though, means we are done. Enjoy Fox Sports Radio coming up next. If you're driving home, get home safe. We'll do this all again tomorrow. Wanya will be by. We'll talk to Low Tide and get you set up for Elks and Riders. Right now, one final Sports 1440 update with Declan Kruger, brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Good night.
The Sports 1440 update.
One final time from me tonight. Scores around the majors finals. In fact, the Rays over the Rangers 3-2, Twins over the Royals 4-3, White Sox over the Yankees 2-1 in extras, and the Cubs beat the Cardinals 4-2 in extras as well. Right now, Pirates and Reds tied 0-0 in the top of the third. Nats lead the Braves 2-0 in the top of the fourth, and a rain delay in the top of the first between the Marlins and Mets sees that one at 0-0. Red Sox and A's and Giants and Padres both at 7:40. Mariners and Dodgers at 8:10. In the WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx and Toronto Temple will be playing at 6 o'clock, as will the Connecticut Sun and Chicago Sky. At 8 p.m., we will see the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces. Chris Olave has signed a 4-year, $132 million extension with $90 million guaranteed with the New Orleans Saints. And the IIHF says Russia will remain barred from 4 World Championship tournaments in 2027. I'm Declan Kruger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 air conditioning install company for lovers, because it's been a while since you kissed her tender lips or felt his warm embrace, because it's too hot for love. But you can rekindle that fire with AC from Legacy with no payments and no interest for 1 year.